All right, what is popping, y'all? Welcome back to Ill Crimes. Ted and Velez, salutes. Damn, I just got a notification. I don't even get Ill Cartel notifications no more. Boom. We up in here. What is popping, y'all? Salutes. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right. These be them lonely streams. Just these lonely streams. It's popping. All right, make sure we good over here. Great. All right, today we're going to get into Junior's situation, story, the new developments, what's happening, all that good stuff. Salutes Velez, salutes Tere. Whoever else crept in the building, hit that like button. Drop this TTS up here. Bow. Alright, boom. Velez got the scheduled out over here. He's ready to go. Alright, put in his request and got his wish. Alright, shout out Tere. I didn't get a notification. I just knew we had a list today. Boom. TTS. Always a good day when you wake up. Indeed. Shout out Shannon on the check-in. Salutes. We up in this piece. All right.
But I wanted to do hood rat stuff for my friend.
Let's see. Hope everybody had a good. What the hell is today? Thursday. Thursday we dropped. We dropped Cartel episode 5 today. It's moving a little slow, but we'll see how that goes. Boom. Shout out Shannon. She just got a no-do. Good shit. All right, we need no-dos. Boom. Scheduled time. Same bad time. Same bad time. Same bad channel. All right. Now, I was feeling nice today, all right? This shit would have been 10 o'clock at night. Just kidding. Shout out Shannon. Commenting on the cartel. Boom. All right, the rest of y'all, when y'all get a chance, make sure y'all go over there and holla at the cartel comment section. My noodles were off. That's why I missed the last one. AKA, look.
Yo vivo tranquila con los pelos en casa.
Shout out Shannon. I just watched episode 5. What'd you think, Shannon? Episode 5. Episode 5, a tad shorter than the rest of them, but precise. Shout out to the Shy. Thank you for being nice. All right. Your boy got some stuff done early, and I was like, all right, we're gonna do 7. All right. Again, I wish I could do them earlier all the time. I gotta catch everybody between getting out of work, getting a family situation situated, and then boom, you know. Shy, I heard you're always mad. Yeah, but you gotta question the source. You gotta question the source. Hype the damn videos up too. Yeah, man, I don't know what that does for us, but I'm sure it helps something. Shout out Shannon, very good Shy. I appreciate it. Thank you. I think I'm getting a little better at them. I watched the first one today because I was cutting shorts from it, right? Episode 1. And I was still using coded language. Oh, it was cringe. Every time I heard it, made me want to redo the whole video again. I don't know what me and ChatGPT did, but we got El Tubo to stop censoring us as much as they were. And I don't know how we did it. All right. ChatGPT says we built trust with our pillars. You know, we got trust with the ill analysis. We got trust with the cartel. We got trust with ill cartel news. Just the way we're packaging it. They stopped tweaking so hard on me. They was on my ass. I couldn't say shit. I used to type in the word and watch. I used to watch the demonetization kick in, then take the word out and see the monetization come back. Shit was crazy. All right, I got my Arturo GATTI Mickey Ward, one of my favorite hoodies. All right, I had to wear my GATTI Ward trilogy hoodie today. All right, with my sneaky kaiju. All right, Godzilla with a sneaker head. All right, salutes. We chilling. All right, man. We gonna get into it. We'll let everybody get their noto, show up when they can. I appreciate y'all for being here. I did question the source. He had no answer. See, viste, he saw that. Shout out Tere. On the hat, it's Godzilla. Well, they call it kaiju in I believe Japan. So this is called a sneaky kaiju. All right, it's a Godzilla wearing sneakers with a sneaker for a head, right? And it's new era. All right. Shout out Shannon, appreciate it. This is my joint right here. All right. One of my shout out Derek. Rest in peace to Derek's mama. Every time I remember when I first got this hoodie. You know what I mean? It got the date. It got the date and all of that on the bottom. Fight of the year 2002, 2003. He always used to tell me, my mom was at the first fight. You know, his mom recently passed away. But I used to always tell him, you got a cool ass mom. She was at the first Gotti Ward fight. Again, if you haven't watched the Legendary Nights documentary, you don't even have to like boxing. You could just like human stories. Make sure you check out the Legendary Nights Gotti Ward. It's probably one of the best documentaries I've ever seen. And again, you don't have to be into boxing to enjoy this documentary. I'm gonna drop the link for y'all. All right, make sure y'all save that, catch that later. Great documentary, great story about two amazing fighters and how they fought 30 rounds in, 13 months and became the best of friends. And then, as we all know, Arturo's life was taken short. Chicago Blackhawks won. You be having to go hard. No, I'm telling you, I pulled out some of the classics the other day. I'm getting them cleaned and shaped up. I pulled out some classics. I got some Blackhawk. I got one Blackhawk joint that kills all Blackhawk joints. All right, Velez, you're gonna reschedule. All right, you're gonna be watching. I don't know if anybody else got TV in their bathroom.
I'm in a fucking bedroom.
Might catch that shit on TV in the bathroom. You know, yeah, get him, Teddy. The Blackhawk one is that the one that says Shy on the front? That one's the one also got me, I believe, for Christmas. He was like, yo, this shit was screaming your name. I was like, no shit. All right, boom. Let's get that out of there. Shout out to the Nightbot too, man, because I don't even got it set to this channel, but it's staying consistent right now. All right, boom. Style is dope, though. I appreciate you, Teddy. Thank you. All right, boom. All right. Again, shout out to Moms for Justice. She was watching when we did our live the other day. Again, the other day's live, I was exhausted. A lot of listening. I haven't edited it yet to make it a short one. But I will eventually, just like the David stuff. Once we get to the end of the David stuff, I'll make the series out of that. But right now, it's crazy. All right. Shout out Shannon. I watched Mini Leaks, the shorter version, and the last live today. I appreciate you, Shannon. Thank you. All right. Yeah, that Black Hawk one, that's the one also got me. All right, man. Whoever the fourth person is in the darkness, hit that like button. You ain't even got to speak, but hit that like button, though. You probably did already. Yeah, you probably did. It always tells me I got one like less than what I actually got. Boom. So shout out Carolyn from Moms for Justice. She was paying attention to the show or caught a little bit of it. I know she caught me wondering how her and Erica were related. She clarifies she's married to Erica's brother. Here is the no. Let me drop the link to her channel so you can sub up over there. She does true crime, Moms for Justice. Shout out Teddy. Here we go. This Gotti story makes no sense. Still think the woman did it. Well, if you thought that before, let's see what you think now. All right. Again, shout out Zoraida on the check-in. Salute, you ain't miss a thing. We ain't even get started yet. We just been talking our shit, kicking the bobos. Let me make sure I pin the TTS. All right, let me make sure I pin the TTS. Boom. Right. Bow, pin that up. Boom. We good. All right. All right, let me start this recording. All right, man. Hundreds up in the chat for y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let's get it. Yo, this is crazy. YouTube changed something. It used to pin the TTS to the top. Today it pinned it to the bottom. Never seen that before. But let's get it. Hundreds up in the chat for y'all. All right. Let's get it. Let me lower this music a little bit. JP, you there? No smut. JP in his ghillie suit somewhere. Right. It's over, Zoraida. In July 2009, Arturo Gotti was in Brazil on what was described as a second honeymoon with his wife. I love how Erica's like, yeah, everybody's hyped on that second honeymoon story. We've heard it definitely wasn't a second honeymoon. It was a last-ditch effort at, according to her, a last-ditch effort at that man trying to, stay around his son. Shout out to that. El Tubo always changes something but can never get anything right. Boy, it got me fucked up. All right? Amanda Rodriguez Gotti and their infant son Arturo Jr., who was just a baby at the time. After Gotti was found dead in their hotel room, news coverage quickly spread across Brazil and the United States. The initial investigation in Brazil ruled the death a homicide, and Amanda Rodriguez Gotti was taken into custody and held in a Brazilian jail. Early investigators believed Gotti had been killed using a purse strap. But just days later, the case took a sudden turn. Amanda was released from custody as authorities announced a completely different conclusion about how Gotti died. So remember, we had new investigators, new lawyers, all kind of shit was going on. All right, shout out Shannon. As she left the jail, cameras captured Amanda smiling and laughing during interviews with reporters just days after the death of her husband. 16 years later, their son, Arturo Gotti Jr., would be found dead in the home he shared with his mother, Amanda Rodriguez Gotti. His death certificate listing homicide caused by asphyxia due to strangulation. Now, in the Discord, I know you guys saw that in the Discord, the actual death certificate that says asphyxia due to strangulation. In order to understand this story, we must take you back to 2009. Let's get it. All right, shout out Arturo. Just an exciting fighter. A dog, He'd go out there with the intention of using his skillful boxing knowledge, and after a couple hard shots, shit just turned into a fight. You know what I'm saying? Please, I'm telling you, check out that documentary, Legendary Nights, Gotti Ward. Right? Right, boom. We just saw this. July 11th, 2009. They found him. She was charged or arrested.
The wife of boxer Arturo Gatti wants to be released from jail, saying she did not kill her husband. Officials say Amanda Rodriguez strangled the former champion with her purse strap.
All right, that's the image I'm always telling you guys about, that there was a purse strap and a knife. We never got an explanation of the knife. We did hear about him having gashes in the back of his head. We did hear that she had cleaned the knife before they got there. We also heard that she was cleaning his jewelry, his chains, boiling them. This is all stuff that Erica said that she had casework and files on. But this picture will become more important later. Just remember, a purse strap and a knife. Shout out Zoraida, 100. He was a dog. Right?
As he drunkenly slept during a second honeymoon in Brazil. The police say Rodriguez is the only suspect, and they're certain she killed Gatti. A police spokeswoman tells the Associated Press that Gatti's murder may have been premeditated, and Rodriguez may have encouraged Gatti to drink excessively so she would be able to overpower him. However, Rodriguez's attorney says his client...
That's another thought, you know? Talking all that addiction shit, talking all that he was drunk. I posed the question, was she also drinking when they were out that night in Brazil? See, they don't talk about that in the interviews. They like to talk about what everybody else was doing. Nobody talks about what they were doing, right? Could she have been feeding his addiction? Maybe not just then, but over time, to keep him vulnerable. That's just my imagination running wild. What do I know? You know, you know. Shout out to that. She got him drunk.
Client was the one to call police when she found her husband's body, indicating in her mind her willingness to help authorities. In an interview with the AP, Rodriguez says she did not kill her husband and that her innocence will be proven in the coming days. Gatti once held the junior welterweight title. He retired in 2007 with a 40-9 record, including 31 knockouts. The couple has a nearly one-year-old son. He's being cared for by relatives. Sophia Manos, The Associated Press.
Yeah, I thought that was another crazy thing about after she got out of prison. She did a whole press conference. Who the fuck do you think you are? You know? What makes you think that, because a couple people are out there with cameras, they're not out there because of you. They're out there because you had a child with a man that was beloved. You had a child with a man that was known all over the world. Why you need a press conference? Who you need to... who are you trying to impress? I'm sure there were no answers at that press conference from police on why everything got switched up. I'm sure you didn't have any logical explanation. But what you having a press conference for?
Ok, seu depoimento era cair em contradições, não é? E achando até que uma terceira pessoa tenha adentrado ao apartamento, e isso não aconteceu. Isso é impossível.
I believe this is the original investigator, and she's saying that somebody else had to have come in the apartment, and he's saying that that's impossible. All right. She knew his weaknesses. Take off my tinfoil hat. What's the matter with me? I'm wildin'. What's alarming is she has no emotion for a man she married. Zero empathy. No, remember she cried. She had that one tear. Remember that one tear? It slowly fell from her face. It was real heavy, landed, and shook the earth. That's just my tinfoil hat talking right here. He said, because her testimony falls into contradictions.
Porque seu depoimento era cair em contradições, não é? E achando até que uma
Believing that a third person had entered the apartment.
terceira pessoa tenha adentrado ao apartamento.
That did not happen.
Isso não aconteceu.
Isso é impossível.
Impossível porque, no caso,
It's impossible because in this case,
a porta foi aberta através de um cartão
the door was opened using a magnetic card.
magnético.
Foi que ela matou o marido.
Oh, you missed the last live. You got to catch up, Velez. Did she get to keep his money? Days before he died, his will was completely changed to take out everyone, his mother, his daughter, his sisters, his brothers, and only his wife remained on that will. And she got everything. According to her, it dwindled from 6 million to 2 million during the fight and all of that. I'm pretty sure all of that money's gone. But she took everything. Eye drops, allergies. Stop with the bullshit. No, that wasn't real crying. Oh man, she fooled me. Not 1 cent to his children, Velez.
Ela acredita através de sufocamento, porque ele estava
I'm
bêbado,
convinced it happened by means of choking.
não é? E foi tirada a alça
Right, allegedly. Allegedly.
de uma
He was
bolsa
already intoxicated and the strap of the bag was torn
e enrolou o pescoço
and wrapped around his neck, producing constriction.
e fez a constricção.
Shout out Velez, no mamas. I'm sure it wasn't money motivated then. Paid off the law and she free. You sure it was money motivated? It was, if I can't have you, ain't nobody else gonna get you. It was, I'm gonna get this money, allegedly. That's why he had to be replaced. The original investigator, exactly, because this investigator wasn't going for the bullshit, all right?
Bullshit.
This investigator was like, yeah. She's talking about, she said, a third person must have came into the apartment. He's like, magnetic card. We would have known. This looks like he was strangled. Okay, you're fired.
Your services are no longer needed in the community.
Who the bomber clot? Oh!
She couldn't have done that shit here.
Outro caso terrível, a morte misteriosa do ex-campeão mundial de boxe Arturo Gatti em Pernambuco. A polícia suspeita da mulher dele, Amanda Karine Barbosa.
O crime foi neste flat na praia de
The
Porto
fact that she booked the flight, she could have had him killed, set up. He didn't know anyone there, and she is from there. Yeah. And from my understanding, from what Erica was saying, she's from a long line of bad motherfuckers over there too. You know? My bad. That was an accident. So absolutely, could have been anybody. Could have been nobody. Could have been her. Could have. Again, allegations, imaginations.
de Galinhas. Arturo Gatti, de 37 anos, bicampeão mundial de boxe em 1995 e em 2004, tinha um corte na cabeça e marcas de
Cut on his head and signs of strangulation. And that's another thing. We hear about this fight that they said there was a fight out there. I don't know that there was a fight. I ain't seen nobody. I saw one quote-unquote witness that was a cab driver that said he left a blood stain on the chair. Then we find out that the same day that she got the new lawyer, around the same time, a bunch of cab drivers came forward saying that they were witnesses all at the same time. It just sounds like, you know, the kind of fuckery that happens in these other countries.
estrangulamento.
Tinha um suco no pescoço. É quando você enforcamento, uma esganadura, fica marca.
He's talking about the marks on his neck.
E ferimento no hospital.
Por trás da cabeça.
Exatamente.
Arturo nasceu na Itália e morava no Canadá. Ele era casado com a brasileira Amanda Carine Barbosa Rodrigues, de 23 anos. Os dois tinham um filho de 10 meses. De acordo com a polícia, Amanda teria aproveitado que o marido estava dormindo e com a alça da bolsa...
She would taking advantage of her husband as he slept.
Enforcou o boxeador
Took the bag strap and strangled the Italian boxer.
italiano.
Ele tava bêbado, né?
He was drunk. He made it easy on himself.
Isso facilitou.
A polícia, Amanda, disse que as brigas entre o casal eram comuns. Horas antes do crime, testemunhas presenciaram a discussão e viram...
Just before the crime, witnesses witnessed the argument and saw Arthur push the woman. Where they at? Where they at? I heard about them. I ain't hear nothing else. I ain't seen nothing.
Quando Arthur empurrou a mulher, eles haviam bebido. Amanda ficou ferida no queixo e no braço.
Era conturbada, e sempre que ele bebia,
She was a troubled woman. Whenever he drank,
ele agredia ela.
he would assault
Que é
her.
oral ou fisicamente. Passava o dia sem falar, depois voltava na boa.
Hold on, let me see. Also, we got to be careful that, what gets lost in translation.
Empurrou a mulher. Eles haviam bebido. Amanda ficou ferida no queixo e no braço.
Era conturbada, e sempre que ele bebia, ele agredia ela. Que é oral ou fisicamente. Era conturbada, e sempre que ele bebia, ele agredia ela. Que é oral ou fisicamente. Passava o dia sem falar, depois voltava na boa.
Amanda Rodrigues não confessou.
I don't know how much they got right from the translation there. She reminds me of Jodi Arias, cold-hearted. Who the fuck is Jodi Arias? She cold-hearted like that? Where was the rest of the bag? I mean, we see the strap, but the bag? I don't know about the bag. I don't remember if I've ever seen it in the pictures or anything. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Did I see the bag before that? All I see is that stupid strap.
Crime. Ela ficará presa na colônia penal feminina do Recife. O delegado disse que a
The police chief said the boxer's
família do
grieving
boxeador
family
vai providenciar o traslado
will arrange the body's move to
do
Montreal.
corpo para Montreal, no Canadá. O filho do casal será entregue à irmã de Amanda,
The couple's son will be handed to Amanda's sister in Minas Gerais, in Brazil.
que mora em Minas Gerais.
Alguns dos últimos passos de Arturo Gatti aconteceram aqui, em direção a este apartamento. Entraram Amanda e Arturo com o filho de 10 meses. O casal já havia discutido. Amanda estava machucada, com
Alright, they're repeating her arm and her left chin was hurt.
ferimentos no braço esquerdo e no queixo.
Here's my question. What if none of that happened, right? What if none of that happened? What if none of the fighting in the street, none of the drinking and arguing in public, what if none of that happened? She tried to take him out at the crib. He knocked her over. She cuts her arm and her chin. She still gets the best of him. This is just my tinfoil hat. You know? Because again, I ain't seen nobody talk to nobody about what happened at that restaurant or whatever. Yeah, it was the taxi cab drivers that apparently saw him assault her. Where they at? We saw one. We saw the back of his head. He told us about the blood on the seat. That's it. Jodi Arias, that's a crazy story from AZ. Okay.
Segundo a polícia, Arturo chegou embriagado e bebeu ainda mais. Ele ficou na sala do flat. Amanda levou o filho por estas escadas em direção ao quarto.
Amanda Rodrigues contou à polícia que acordou por volta das 6 horas da manhã e veio até a cozinha preparar o leite para o filho. Antes de chegar até aqui, ela viu Arturo deitado.
She woke up to make something for the baby, sees him, and then goes back upstairs.
Exatamente neste local, entre o balcão e a mesa. Ela não chamou o marido e retornou ao quarto. Pensou que ele estava dormindo.
She didn't call to him, she didn't wake him up, she didn't call nobody.
Mais tarde, ela desceu novamente. Eram por volta de 9 horas da manhã. Desceu com o filho nos braços. Chamou por Arturo. Tocou nele. Percebeu as manchas de sangue e saiu desesperado.
We don't know when her injuries happened. We don't. Nah, he bounced. He's way too quiet. Tá comiendo. He doing something. We caught him. You caught him, Teddy. I think you should clap him.
Desesperada em busca de socorro. Amanda teria saído pelo corredor com o filho no colo. Recebeu ajuda de um hóspede vizinho. A recepção do hotel foi comunicada e chamou uma ambulância. A primeira pessoa da família com quem Amanda fez contato foi a irmã, que é médica.
Ela falou assim, ele tá gelado, ele tá gelado.
That's the doctor's sister, huh? No mames.
Calma, Amanda, calma, você já chamou o SAMU? Aí ela falou assim...
Oh, we caught him. He's here, he's woke.
A gente chamou. Só que ela falou assim, ele não chega. E ficou desesperada.
Quando o socorro chegou, Arturo já estava morto. De acordo com a...
When they arrived, he was already dead, according to the forensic examination. Shy, wasn't there a blood puddle? There was a blood puddle. And they said it was the... waiting for Shy to translate the Portuguese, but they're just saying the same shit that you missed on the 5-hour live stream we did last time. That yes, there was a puddle of blood, and they attributed that to him getting hit in the fight.
Bullshit.
I don't buy it. He hung himself, he bleeding like that all over the place? I don't know.
Perícia, a morte aconteceu por volta das 4 horas da manhã. O corpo tinha marcas de enforcamento e um corte de 5
The body bore signs of strangulation. And a 5-centimeter cut at the back of the head. That explains a clean knife, doesn't it? That explains a puddle of blood.
De trás da cabeça. A alça de uma bolsa de Amanda estava suja de sangue.
Amanda's bag strap was stained
e foi recolhida pelos
with blood
peritos,
and collected by investigators.
Que também apreenderam uma faca de cozinha.
Right, she missed that getting the bottle. Right, she said that she says that there was no blood the first time she passed by.
Bullshit.
Listen, her stories wouldn't have held up 5 seconds in the United States of America. What just wouldn't happen. Just wouldn't happen. Her story has waffled so many times. Not just her story for Arturo Sr., her story for Arturo Jr. It flies all over the place.
A faca estava neste
The
balcão,
knife was laying on the counter
em frente à pia da cozinha. A
in
faca
front of the kitchen sink. The knife was clean.
estava limpa, mas bem ao lado havia uma toalha,
Next to it, they laid a towel, wholly stained with blood.
toda suja de sangue. A perícia
The forensic team believes
acredita que a faca tenha sido
that
usada
the knife
para
was used to injure Arturo and then washed.
ferir Arturo e depois lavada.
Bruh, it ain't like she's some criminal mastermind. Let me rephrase that. Whoever did this wasn't a criminal mastermind. If it was her that did it, not a criminal mastermind. It was all fucked up. If any of this that we're hearing the truth, but we're hearing everything that went wrong. We're hearing a bastardized crime scene where things were moved around before pictures were taken. What does that even mean? We're hearing what reporters have to say. We're hearing what taxi drivers have to say. But if all of those things are true, she cleaned the knife and she boiled the jewelry and she ran off screaming half naked that he was dead and all of this shit. If all of those things are true, she committed a horrible crime. She just committed it in the right place. Because it seems obvious, but what do we know?
Exames mais detalhados vão esclarecer isto.
O casal tinha recebido 2 cartões magnéticos como este, que dá acesso ao flat. Os 2 cartões estavam no apartamento.
They said the argument that somebody else came in doesn't pan out because you needed a magnetic, hotel card to get into that room.
Para a investigação, é impossível que outra pessoa tenha entrado aqui.
So it's impossible that somebody else could have entered. 16 days later, Amanda was released. Look at her, boy. Smiling and shit. Look at superstar. Yeah. I've always waited for this lifestyle, this fame. I crawled out of this motherfucking dust bowl to get it. And look at me now. Murder her boyfriend in the shower. Crazy. I can't wait to get back to this channel. She went down when he was laying there and grabbed the knife and then strangled him. He could have been passed out from being drunk. My personal thought, quite possible. Corruption, only way she walking out free. Dog, watch that last episode. They changed everything, Papas. They changed it all. They changed the lawyer. They changed the judge. They changed the investigators. They changed everything. I know it's obvious. How's she not locked up? How you gonna switch investigators? You're fired.
Your
Get the fuck out of
services
here.
are no longer needed in the community.
Who the bumbo clot?
Now go home and get your fucking
That's it.
shine
That's
box.
how you get rid. That's how you get rid. That's how you switch your investigators. Get the fuck out of here. You know? But look at her, boy, with her Marilyn Monroe shades.
Nós já sabíamos desde o início, né, da inocência dela. É um momento de perda.
Oh wait,
então...
that's the sister? They kind of look alike. I don't know how the sister could be so much smarter than her. Be a doctor. That might be the sister.
Nós já sabíamos desde o início, né, da
We knew
inocência
from the outset she was innocent.
dela. É um momento de
It's a moment of loss,
perca, então é um momento de muita dor.
a moment of great and unbearable pain.
Mas graças a Deus a verdade foi
Thank
mostrada.
God the truth was revealed. Look. Whoever that was, the lawyer want an extra hug right there. He's like, no, hug me for real, girl. No, hug me. No, hug me. All right. I don't know who that is. Yeah, that is the sister. Look at her. Oh, my God. Glasses. Got my glasses on. I don't know what they were trying to show there. Like she handed him something. I don't know what the fuck that is. Maybe what she got, Velez? Is that a bolsita? I need you to use your real eyes and tell me in this pixelated image if that's a bolsita right there. They changed the lawyer, the judge, the investigator, the DA, everything. They switched out the president of the country. Velez, they didn't give a shit. They out of pocket. Could have slept her way through. What you mean? Or he could have slept his way? Look, a whole press conference. Why? Whenever he drank, Arturo wasn't a guru at all. We were drinking, okay.
Qual é o gosto que tem a liberdade?
What kind of flavor does freedom truly have? Like, why you doing all these press conferences? You just got accused of killing your husband. Have a little fucking decorum. And if you are innocent, you get out of jail, you go home quietly, you hug your son, and you shut the fuck up. No? Am I wrong? Le dio uno 20 pesos para las cocas. He gave her $20 for the cocas. Okay. Why she need a press conference? Well, look at that shit. Look at that. I'm telling you, that smile has haunted me since it happened. I used to take the video, that 48 hours video, and I used to ask girls, hey, man, just look at this and tell me what you think of this lady. You know what I'm saying? And they'd be like, she's lying. Look at that shit.
Qual é o gosto que tem a liberdade?
She waved that around at the brother. She waved that smile around to the police. She waved around a couple dollars. You know, como celebro. A manipulator. This female wasn't grieving at all, not even a little bit.
Gosto do Júnior.
I'm very
do meu
fond of
filho.
my son Junior.
Gosto do meu gordo.
A pessoa falar pra televisão, sendo que a televisão, como vocês sabem, sempre aumentam, né?
Então eu prefiro não falar, porque ninguém falou comigo, né? Então,
I'd rather not speak because no one spoke to me, so I'd rather not believe such an absurdity.
eu prefiro não acreditar num absurdo desse.
O inquérito será entregue amanhã.
A new investigator was brought in, and suddenly she was released, and the death was changed to self-inflicted. That's that look that says, I got away with it. Right? She looked too happy. Just 2 weeks earlier, your husband died. You don't know who did it. If it wasn't you. Look at this asshole. They hired dude in his hairpiece. I think the other guy had it handled pretty good.
A juíza de Pujuca, e com relação às autoridades canadenses, eu vou disponibilizar o laudo e
I'll
também
provide a report and police
o
inquiry
inquérito policial
so
para que
they
eles
can act.
façam a tradução.
Boy, look at that, boy. Smiling, happy, boy. Happy as hell. I'd be devastated if that happened to my husband. Let's just say that you didn't do it, right? You didn't do it. You didn't do it. You at the hotel with the girls. You wake up. You find your man downstairs. Something's wrong. Whatever. They accuse you of it. You know you didn't do it. They release you 16 days later. You coming outside to do a fucking press conference. You come outside smiling. You know what I'm saying? Like you just got a free spa day and shit. You doing press conferences. All the giggling and gaggling. I don't know. And even if you felt the happiness of being free inside, wouldn't it be the right thing to do is put your fucking head down and dip off and then go talk to authorities and let's find out who the fuck did this to my husband? Not this motherfucker right here. You know? Feeling famous in Brazil. It don't take much to feel famous. You put a regular motherfucker on the corner of Brazil, have 4 people point a camera at him. People come out cheering and want to take pictures with him. I think anyone who's normal would be devastated and grieving. Not this one right here. Boy, look. You're going to hit the spot tonight. Allegedly. Shout out Mickey Ward, right? Shout out Mickey Ward. That's Arturo's mama.
So my name is Ivan, and I'm a former...
This is where shit gets crazy, all right? Get your fucking popcorn. Shout out that. I'd be crying, no smiling. I feel shamed for even being accused. See, that's what happens when you have a heart and a conscience. Not this smiling motherfucking joker over here. All right? Allegedly. Tinfoil hat and all that good shit, you know? This is where it gets crazy. This is a former business partner of hers. The man that lives across the street. The man that's been giving up the surveillance images and all that good stuff.
Business partner.
And it's in English, so I can chill out.
So my name is Ivan, and I'm a former business partner of Amanda Rodriguez Gatti. I would describe her today as a very manipulative person. She will charm her way to get what she wants with people.
Two weeks before his death, a prenuptial agreement was reportedly set aside and a new will was created, leaving his entire estate to his wife. Well, the prenup actually still existed at that time, and it was the will that was changed. Velez, we spoke about it last time. She was stressing him about the prenup that she had already signed, right? I gotta refresh my drink. She was stressing him about a prenup that she already signed. He wanted her to shut up about it. So he called the lawyer and told the lawyer to make a copy of it. And that he was gonna come over with her and for him to tear up the copy of it, but to keep the real deal on file. Right? He did. He kept the real deal on file. Somehow in the court case, that shit went left. And the courts still granted her the money. But after that, she went and she switched up the will. She found out right before they went on their quote-unquote second honeymoon, she found out that he had done the fake, tearing up of the prenup. Was it before that, or was it before she went to court with the family? I don't want to put out the wrong information. Oh, she found out. Yeah, she found out when, at some point, her and Arturo Gatti was both trying to talk to divorce lawyers and get out of there. And when she went to the divorce lawyer told her, yeah, you still got an active prenup. That could have pissed her off even more. Exactly, Shy. Okay, I'm out. Now let's get some answers on who the fuck killed my husband. Facts. Like a normal person who loves her husband, indeed. Exactly. I'd be grief-stricken too. Like, you know, I'm sure you'd also be happy that you're not, you know, you're no longer being accused. But to go outside and all this pageantry and have a fucking press conference is a little crazy and shit. Just a little craziness, man. So yeah, so before they went on that vacation that was his last, she found out that he tore up a fake prenup. On December 16, 2011, 2 weeks before his death, a prenuptial agreement was reportedly set aside and a new will was created, leaving his entire estate to his wife, Amanda Rodriguez Gatti. On December 16, 2011, a Quebec Superior Court judge ruled the will valid, granting her control of the estate. Velez, who doesn't put their son and their daughter in their will? They say that the will before this had almost everybody in his family, and he only excluded his brother. Him and his brother were having a problem. Ironically, it's the brother that told the world that he thinks that Arturo did this to himself. He sided with her. But that will had everybody. We're talking about a man that put a college fund together the day that his daughter was born, right? He goes and puts a college fund the day she's born, but then he takes her and his son out of the will and leave it to old girl. That's just, I can't buy it. I can't buy it. Put the whole roll of aluminum foil on my dome. I mean, unless the dude was that hooked on her that he did all that. Yeah, there was a lot that says otherwise. I don't see him taking the kids out of that shit. Period. All right, I'm going to refresh my drink. I'll be right back. In these documentaries, they need to lay off the music, lay off just pictures, strictly information. We need strictly information. I've known some dude that be doing dirty shit like that over a female, but I know I wouldn't. Yeah, I know people like that too. But that got to be in your character. And it already seemed out of character for him, if that makes sense. All right? Already seemed out of character for him. Let's get it. What they say over here?
He was being pushed as a very manipulative person.
In 2011, the Gatti family hired U.S. investigators who concluded that the evidence pointed to homicide. Amanda and Arturo Gatti Jr. remained largely estranged from the Gatti family over disputes about the cause of death, except for Joe Lightning Gatti, his wife, and their daughters Gianni and Versace. Yeah. I can't take that man's word seriously. The brother. They had beef. They were estranged themselves. I'm never going to take smut that you have to say about your brother without a punch of salt. Period. Period. How dare you? Again, don't get me wrong, they're great pictures. They're great pictures. But if you're trying to get a campaign out there, you need the information. Puro information. The great pictures are sad. I'm more mad at the music than the pictures. The pictures could have been overlaid while somebody was talking, giving information. Got his father's belt up here. So Arturo and Mickey. Sad, man. Disgusting. Disgusting.
He was being pushed to do the whole boxing thing, and the relationship with them started to get a little bit tense. She had taken his phone away, and she found another phone that he had hidden. She got mad at him and sent him off to London with her brother, her stepbrother. I'm sorry. Stuck in the airport. She let him sleep there at the airport. She didn't get him a hotel room. He didn't go. He just stayed there in the airport, and she was out with her friend in Marbella, having the time of her life while her son was sleeping there at the airport.
Arturo Gatti Jr., big news. My next fight is officially locked in. I'll be stepping into the ring on June 14th in Mexico, and you don't want to miss this one. Training is in full swing, and I'm coming with everything I've got. Stay tuned for the behind-the-scenes updates, and the full fight coverage is going to be wild.
September, I believe his birthday was in September. She didn't get him anything. She didn't even have a party for him. She didn't even celebrate anything. Like, she didn't do anything for him.
September 2025, on his birthday and 1 month before his death, Arturo Gatti Jr. informs former world champion Jean Pascal that he has plans to move away from his mother, Amanda, and return to Montreal. He expressed he didn't want to be in Mexico anymore. The son of a legend, 2 fighters, 1 legacy, both gone too soon. May they reunite in peace. Jean Pascal. Happy B-Day, big man. I want to come back to live in Montreal. Really? Why? I'm down to manage you so we can rewrite history together. Should I talk to your mom? So this is him sending somebody a message, maybe one of his coaches, teammates, about how he wants to come back to live in Montreal. Arturo Gatti Jr. was found dead on October 6, 2025, inside the home he shared with his mother, Amanda, in Cancun, Mexico. He was just 17 years old. Initial details surrounding his passing were unclear, but was eerily similar to his father's death. Police report listed the manner of death as homicide.
Even the people that were around her when Arturo passed are not around her anymore because they've noticed a pattern that she has. They've noticed things that are not normal of a person, especially a person that loses a son. Why would a mother that lost her son hold off until 5 months later to bury her son?
There's the death certificate. Right, Arturo Gatti Jr. Down here, way at the bottom, asphyxia from strangulation. There it is. Estrangulamiento. Amanda reportedly wanted him cremated, but Mexican authorities refused because it was declared a homicide. She allegedly went to collect his body and refused unless they changed the manner of death. Arturo's body was left unclaimed for months. Oh, so y'all are gonna get so mad as this video goes forward. You gonna be mad, man. All right, Shannon, you gonna be mad, man. Velez, you gonna be mad, man. That's already enough to piss you off. An unclaimed child for months. To me, that's somebody in a panic that doesn't know her next move. How can I go collect him if they got this on this paper? If I go collect him and this is on this paper, this should make it legit, and somehow I got an answer for that. I want to know what the investigators know.
My name is Sofia Belagatti. I'm Arturo Gatti Jr.'s sister. He was killed in Mexico last week, and it's left us with unanswered questions and just complete heartbreak. So I put together this GoFundMe so we can get answers. We wanted to hire an investigative team to get an autopsy report, toxicology report. I also listed all of the costs, estimated costs for the lawyer, funeral, travel fees, and everything else. I wasn't around to fight for my dad and what happened to him.
Well, we about to get to that. No. Here's the problem, Velez. I don't know that she knew the next move, but I do believe she had to facilitate it. She had to figure it out. And that was the time she needed to figure it out. That's what I mean. She just thought they was just going to run with Shorty strung himself up, you know? But when they didn't change that, she had to figure out something else. Or maybe she had it already. We about to see. Shout out Shannon. She got me pissed off watching his daughter's mom talking with the sister-in-law. Yo. You know, and Erica's great at telling the story. She tells it, you know, she tells what she knows, she breaks it down, and she throws her little, you know, her little, for her, they're not so tinfoil theories. For me, they are. For her, they're not. She's so close to the story. I mean, this is her daughter, you know. And think about Sophia. Sophia lost her father and her brother, and, you know, don't got no answers for either one. Questions around everything. But yeah, we about to get to that, Velez. We about to get to that, dog.
But I'm around to fight for Junior. And we were only 1 year away from really starting our journey as brother and sister and having the relationship that we were robbed of our whole life. So if you were fortunate enough to
Don't forget, she was not allowed to talk to her brother. The only family members that were allowed to talk to Junior were the ones that sided with Amanda.
donate, it would mean the world to me and the Gotti family, but if you can't, a repost would be more than enough. But we will be getting justice for Junior, and we will be getting answers this time.
I gotta put the GoFundMe in the description for this replay, just so it's there. Yeah, she had the facts according to the reports. Facts. Official death certificate. Man. Born in Canada. And there it is. Okay, I couldn't see it. Here, let me go back a little. Oh, right here. Asphyxia from strangulation. Coño, man. Right there.
In April 2025, she was arrested for a Range Rover that she brought over from Canada that was reported stolen. She spent 2 or 3 days in jail. She did finally get out after paying 30,000 pesos to some officer there. And she did call me to help her contact a person named Martin Luis Gallardo, I believe.
Martin Jose Gordillo Aguilar works for the Attorney General's office of the state of Quintana Roo. Okay. She needed the next move to find the person willing to help her.
He's in the Fiscalia to help her. And I did contact him, and he messaged me saying that he was sending over an attorney that he trusted to get her out and take her back home. Information that we got is that he is a married person and he does work in the Fiscalia.
According to Amanda's former business partner, Ivan, she showed him this text to prove to him she has connections in the prosecutor's office, the FGE of Quintana Roo, Mexico. Hola, Amanda. I'm sorry I wasn't able to accompany you today. We had a very heavy day. I just got time to let you know. She said, no problem, querido. That's come celebro talk. All that honey, baby, querido, all that bullshit. That's come celebro manipulation shit right there. No problem. My house is your house. I cook every night. Whenever you have time, come and see me. I miss you. He said, me too. I wanted to see you before Arturo arrived, Junior, so that we could spend some time for a little bit. And he asked, when does he return? She said, let me know when you're free. She said, I think in a week. And she said, hopefully we'll have a day alone. She thirsty to have a good time before the boy come home, huh? Ooh, Tere, you might have missed some shit, Tere. You might have to go back and hit that 2x speed. There you go. That's the guy she needed. And he needed her. Right? And he needed her. Let's get it. Translated to English. Okay, I already read this. In April 2025, Amanda Rodriguez Gotti was reportedly arrested by police at Cancun for a stolen Range Rover out of Quebec, Canada. I wonder if that's one of his cars. I wonder if that's one of Arturo Sr.'s cars. We'll see. We'd have to look on the dates on that. Made the connections before executing her plan. Quite possible. And she's already got experience, allegedly, of this kind of shit in another country. She spent 3 days in jail. She faced charges and can be heard trying to falsify documents regarding this vehicle. On this recording, which she gave to her business partner Ivan, you can hear her trying to change the date on the vehicle's documents. You will also hear Mexican authorities talking about doing a favor for the director, Martin Jose Gordillo Aguilar, who works in the prosecutor's office at FGE Quintana Roo.
For this 2022 vehicle taken out of the storage, don't put any date. Vehicle taken out of Canada. Don't take out of this valid until, so it's doesn't have any date. Just put Canada, take this off, put 2022 here. And hold on, over here, 2022. This one too. Just make sure and that's it.
Y fíjate que yo no había hablado con Martín, pero ese es el documento que necesitamos. O sea, para desacreditar un dato de prueba en México, tienes que mostrar otro dato de prueba.
All right. He said, I haven't talked to Martin about this yet. He said, but in order to discredit a piece of evidence in Mexico, we need another piece of evidence to put in its place. I believe that's what he says.
Y fíjate que yo no había hablado con Martín, pero ese es el documento que necesitamos. O sea, para desacreditar un dato de prueba en México, tienes que mostrar otro dato de prueba.
Yeah, to discredit one piece of evidence, you have to show another piece of evidence.
Si yo nada más digo, es que no es así.
If I just say, oh, well, it's not like that,
no es suficiente.
That's not enough.
Hay que mostrar un dato de prueba.
We got to show another piece of evidence.
Que desvirtúe el dato de prueba que presentan ellos como que el
that they could present for the record today.
Reporte de robo. Ese es el documento que necesitamos.
And in that, we're waiting for a decision.
Si tarda un mes o tarda un año,
whether it arrives in a month or a year,
ese es el documento que necesitamos. Ninguno
that's where we're at.
Otro nos va a dar la calidad de datos.
No other document will provide us the required level of data
De prueba que requerimos
that we want, evidence that we want,
para desvirtuar el dato de prueba que tiene la fiscalía.
In order to discredit the proof that the prosecution actually has.
O sea, que vayas con otro abogado, porque
so you're gonna hire another lawyer.
Sí, eso de que no, a mí ya me dijeron que solo así y listo. Que con esto ya me lo deben de dar. No es tan sencillo.
He said things are not that simple. Oh, so he's telling her this, I guess, and she's telling him she's gonna hire somebody else.
Abogados. O sea, o que vayas con otro abogado. Porque sí, eso de que no, a mí ya me dijeron que solo así y listo. que con esto ya
He said these other lawyers will tell you, oh no, you good like this. He's like, nah, it's not enough.
me lo deben de dar. No es tan sencillo. Voy a ir a ver cuál es la postura de la fiscalía.
I'm going to go see what the Office of the Public Prosecutor's position is.
Solicitar una copia de la carpeta de investigación.
They've already requested a copy of the investigative file.
Y de incorporar tus documentos.
And to incorporate your documents, they need to be originals, please.
Necesitan ser originales.
Because you say,
Por favor.
I already sent them to you.
Ya te los mandé, sí, pero me los mandaste en foto.
He said, yeah, you sent them to me, but you sent pictures of them. I need the official documents.
No, yo necesito documentos originales.
I need original documents.
Depende de lo que vayamos a hacer, por favor. O sea, a mí.
It depends on what we're going to do, please.
Y me urge el dinero.
He said, look, I don't need money or anything.
Ni nada. Lo estoy haciendo.
I'm doing this as a favor for Gordillo.
Una atención para Gordillo. Porque yo ya no te quería atender.
Because I don't want to deal with you.
Eres muy intensa.
You're very intense, I must say.
Entonces, voy a estar ahí, vemos qué es lo que tengo que hacer y ya te establezco los honorarios.
I'll be there and I do what I got to do.
Voy a estar ahí, vemos qué es lo que tengo que hacer.
We'll see what I have to do.
Y ya te establezco los honorarios, ¿va?
So he don't even fuck with her, right? The guy that Martin sent to help her, he don't even fuck with her. Because she's a supervillain, allegedly.
Ojalá fuera así. Si eso fuera, imagínate, yo se los hubiera sacado.
He said, if it was that easy, I would have pulled them out for you.
El tema es de que no me está aceptando los 100,000 pesos. Ya me dijo que le suba porque no me lo va a soltar con 100,000 pesos. Me acaba de decir ahorita de la mañana. No te lo voy a soltar con 100,000 pesos.
Something about, I don't know, $6,000?
Ojalá fuera así. Si eso fuera, imagínate, yo se los hubiera sacado. El tema es de que no me está aceptando los 100,000 pesos. Ya me dijo que le suba porque no me lo va a.
Oh, he said he's not accepting the whatever 6,000 pesos. He's not accepting that. He said raise it or kick rocks. So I guess he's talking about whoever he's trying to deal with.
Con 100,000 pesos. Me acaba de decir ahorita de la mañana.
I informed you this morning.
No te lo voy a soltar con 100,000 pesos. Está aferrado a los 150,000 pesos. Entonces.
He's clinging lightly to $150,000.
Ni saques tu dinero.
So don't even just withdraw your money.
Tu dinero porque no quiere menos de 150,000.
He will not take less than 150 stacks.
Pesos. Ahorita en cuanto me avisen cuánto piden, yo le aviso cuánto es lo que quieren para que.
I'll let you know exactly when I go see them today. Let you know exactly how much they want so that you could tell me whether it's this way or that way.
Sí o si no, o qué no sé.
Or what she would do, or what we should do next.
Ya está esperando mi chavo al director ahí, pero no ha llegado el director.
I'm trying to reach the director, but the director's not in the office today.
Ya está en la oficina. Ya me habló hace ratito. Que ahí estaba en la oficina, nomás está esperando que llegue el director. Entonces ahorita lo que queda es eso. Y el ofrecimiento hacia la fiscalía, pues yo ya lo planteé. Y me dice ofrecimiento, entonces ahorita lo que queda es eso. Y el ofrecimiento hacia la fiscalía, pues yo ya lo planteé.
So the offer has already been made to the prosecutors.
Y me dicen que lo ven difícil.
And they tell me they see it as difficult at this moment.
Déjame llegar para hablar con Rafael.
Let me get there, talk to Rafael,
que es el coordinador,
the coordinator, and see what he tells me.
Y a ver qué me dice.
So Martin's shucking her off on this guy. This guy's telling her, I can only do what I can do, and I want to get it done and get you out of my hair. I'm only doing this as a favor to dude. Dude probably already tired and exhausted with her shit already.
A él ya le había pedido el apoyo el licenciado Gordillo. Entonces había pedido el apoyo del coordinador y a ver qué me dice. A él ya le había pedido el apoyo el licenciado Gordillo.
He said that she asked for the support of Gordillo.
Entonces ahorita voy a ver, ahora que llegue, hablar personalmente con él, no por
And once I get there, I'll speak to him personally, not by text, not by phone call.
mensaje, no por llamada. Hablar mañana personalmente con él y preguntarle cuál es la opción.
And ask him what the options are.
O sea, qué oportunidad hay de que
what chance there is for him to get out of this vehicle.
Se saquen ese vehículo.
To get that vehicle out of there. And it frees us from that vehicle.
O sea, más bien que nos liberen ese vehículo. Es exactamente lo que necesitamos. Y fíjate que yo no había hablado con Martín. Pero ese es el documento que necesitamos.
He said, I haven't spoke to Martin yet, but that's where we're at.
O sea, para desacreditar un dato de...
And then he goes back to repeating that. To discredit a piece of evidence, you need to present another piece of evidence. He was saying she was a pain in the ass, so $150K. I don't know that he's charging her the $150K. Is it somebody else charging him? Is he middlemaning? I don't know. All I know is I heard him say, shit, I don't even want no money. I just want to get you out of my hair. I'm doing this as a favor to do. But I'm sure he's getting something. But you could be right. I don't know. This shit is, the translation's broken. The Spanish is broken. It's all broken.
Prueba en México, tienes que mostrar, no es el dato de prueba. Ese es el documento que necesitamos. Otro nos va a dar...
Same shit.
Lawyer had confirmed
desvirtuar el dato de prueba.
Hold up. This was just about the stolen vehicle? This was just about the stolen vehicle. She's trying to get some shit changed on the documents, and he's telling her, nah. You know? We could try that, but you trying to give me bullshit. She's trying to keep dates off of paperwork and all kind of shit. But this is about the vehicle, the stolen vehicle from Canada that she said she took from storage. You know? She seems like a line crosser. You know? She seems like somebody go in the storage and go take a whip. Allegedly. You gotta know what you are. Yeah, he's a middleman.
In November, when I was when I was on vacation, that her lawyer had informed her, and you guys have the audio that I provided to you guys of her lawyer informing her, please don't stay in your house. I'm recommending you go somewhere else. I can't explain to you the reasons why, but I will tell you later on that they were coming to her house. And I believe also Martin, the fiscal, had given her the information that they were going to go do another search at her house. And they came back in November and they confiscated her medications. They took her computer. They took another phone, and they did a whole search of the house. And this, it's really important because she did know this information. She was provided this information that they were coming to her house again, when supposedly this was supposed to be confident information.
March 1st, 2026, 9:52 p.m. According to her former business partner, Ivan, this is Martin Jose Gordillo Aguilar pulling down the street and turning around to park at Amanda's house.
Illegally, I can record.
And you could see the light comes on up here. This is Amanda's doorway. Car passes by and watch the light. Boom, there she is.
Illegally, I can record at my house.
The following videos were sent to me by her former business partner Ivan, who left Mexico because of harassment by Amanda. He still has a home across the street with cameras recording. The following footage was recorded recently in March of 2026.
I can record my yard. I can record anything and use that information because it's private.
Bro, I thought the same thing, Velez. I was like, yo, this girl could be a boss somewhere. She gets away with everything. She plugged up. She come cerebro.
property.
Here you will see his car still parked out in front. He comes out to get something and goes back inside. This is March 1st. You think she did the whole stolen car thing to gain connections? No. No. And she was already connected when she got the... Because once the car shit happened, she was able to call on dude for help, no? No, I just think she does shit thinking she ain't gonna get in trouble. And when she does, she connives her way out of it. Seems to be pretty good at it, allegedly. Boom, there goes your boy Martin. All right, so this, I think this is the front doorway, this is the back, because I seen the cleaning lady come out of here. We'll see that later. But there's two entrances, this walkway and then this one. Supposedly, that's your boy Martin right there. I wonder if his wife has seen this video. All right, what you doing over there 11:21 p.m. at night, Martin? That boy ain't got no shoes on? Ah, you ain't got no, you might as well have came out with your pants down. Yeah, say barefoot. Barefoot. Are we sure? We gotta be sure that's dude though. Gotta be sure that's dude. Oh shit. March 10th. 6:47 p.m. Amanda escorts Martin to his car in a new outfit after spending hours inside the house. I don't understand why I mentioned the new outfit. I could see if you saw her on the 1st come out, then the next morning on the 2nd come out in a new outfit. But on the 10th, why are we talking about the new outfit? I hope you're not trying to make it seem like this is the same day, because it's not. Right? Martin, want to say bye to the puppy? Notice she hides her face as the man on the bicycle rides by. I don't know about hiding the face. He's staring awkwardly at both of them. So I don't know, man. Not a big deal. I think we're reaching for some of these things. I don't need no more. I don't need her to turn her head for me to, have my opinion of her. They were studying, Tere. Policy, it was, maceteando. Shout out Shannon, no worries. She kisses him goodbye. We got to know if it's him though. I don't doubt it. I already heard on the phone what I needed to hear. I already saw in text what I needed to hear. Querido, te extraño. I miss you. That's a long ass goodbye, bro. She says te amo.
Are you suspicious of her involvement with the death of her son? And why?
I am. You know what? I am. And I have been since that first day that I asked her what happened. And I remember this, and I remember speaking to her a few times. I asked her the first day when we were alone upstairs in her room, after everybody had stepped out for a few minutes. I asked her what exactly happened. And she gave me this story, and it just wasn't making sense to me. You know, she told me basically that that day, his door was locked. She tried unlocking the door. She couldn't unlock it. So she ran downstairs. She got a knife. She tried to unlock the door. She couldn't unlock it with a knife. So she started kicking she started kicking the door, which her doors are these heavy wooden, like solid wood doors. Mm-hmm. And she said she finally broke the door. She was able to
I ain't hear that shit. Shout out Velez. Did he say te amo back? I ain't hear that shit. I waited for it. She said it twice, loud and aggressive. You know what I'm saying? But no, I was listening for it. He didn't say nothing.
And she said she finally broke the door. She was able to get in.
Listen, you gotta show me a broken door, Papas. And you said you're upstairs in the house with her? Show me the door, bitch. Where's the door? I didn't hear him say it back, did he? Did he say it back? I didn't hear him say it back. I heard her say it. I thought she said it twice. Maybe they both sound like a man or they both sound like a woman. I don't know.
Her doors are these heavy wooden.
Hold on. See, this story breaks up right here. For both of them. For both of them. Her and this guy. Why? Alone upstairs where? Are you suspicious of her involvement with the death of her son? And he said, I am. Ever since that first night.
You know what? I am. And I have been since that first day that I asked her what happened.
That I asked her what happened.
And I remember this. And I remember speaking to her a few times. I asked her the first day when we were...
I asked her the first day when we were upstairs alone. Upstairs where? In her house? Because if you broke a fucking door, show me the door. Show me the door. And if you're in her house and she's telling you this story and you ain't see that door on the way out, I don't know the layout of that place. But the shit just sound funny to me.
Alone upstairs in her room after everybody had stepped out for a few minutes. I asked her what... Alone upstairs in her room.
Alone upstairs in her room. Which means if he was found in his room, then that door that she supposedly broke is in that building. And if she tell me that story, I'm looking for doors. No? I'm crazy? Tell me if I'm crazy. Am I wearing my tinfoil hat right now? Hell no. He on that player shit. Shout out Tere. No, yeah, Tere didn't hear it either. He didn't say nothing. It might be, he could get in real big trouble for that. She get really, really mad. Am I wrong? I'm up in the bedroom talking to you about a door you kicked in downstairs or up the hall. I'm looking for that fucking door.
After everybody had stepped out for a few minutes, I asked her what exactly happened. And she gave me this story, and it just wasn't making sense to me. You know, she told me basically that that day, his door was locked. She tried unlocking the door. She couldn't unlock it. So she ran downstairs. She got a knife. She tried to unlock the door. She couldn't unlock it with...
Hold on. Did what happen before her son dying? All this is after. But what specifically are you asking if what happened before his death?
The knife. She got a knife. Unlocking the door. She couldn't... his door was locked. She tried unlocking the door. She couldn't unlock it. So she ran downstairs. She got a knife. She tried to unlock the door. She couldn't unlock it with a knife. So she started kicking open. She started kicking the door, which her doors are these heavy wooden, like solid wood doors. Mm-hmm. And she said she finally broke the door.
Sorry, she's not breaking shit. Where's the broken door? You're in her room, bro. You're in her room. Where's the broken door?
She was able to get in. She saw him hanging. She got the knife. She cut the... She said there were shoelaces. She cut the shoelaces. She got him. She put him down. And she started to basically scratch his neck so he would wake up, to see if he would wake up.
Scratch his neck. Get the fuck out of here, man.
No, mommy's wake.
Her and the guy, him coming over. That was 2 weeks ago. Wait. Yeah, that was... Hold on, man. Let me go back. Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. That was on the 10th and on the 1st. She ain't breaking the big solid wood doors, nothing. She not breaking the lock. She not opening the lock with a knife. None of that shit is happening. She not kicking the door in. None of that. Show me the door. I'm right here. We right here. We in your room right now. When I walk to this bathroom, right?
Put him in a fucking bedroom. When
I walk to this bathroom down the hallway, I'm going to pass that room. I'm going to pass that room. Right? What's up with that door? Wake him up by scratching his neck. Yeah. She had to make some kind of, allegedly, with my tinfoil hat on, she had to make some kind of claim as to what were the marks on his neck. Like, what were the gashes on the back of Arturo Sr.'s head? Yeah, that shit was 2 weeks ago.
She put him down, and she started to basically scratch his neck so he would wake up, to see if he would wake up. And that when he wouldn't wake up, that's whenever she called for an ambulance. Okay. So then I asked her, like, okay, so where did you put the knife? And she said, oh, I left it downstairs. So I asked her, why would you leave it downstairs if you were there with your son? Like, when did you have the time to go downstairs?
You asking all of that. Where's the door, bitch? Walk me to the door. You lying scallywag.
Downstairs.
It's crazy.
So I asked her, knife, and she, wouldn't wake up.
So she cut him down with the knife.
That's whenever she called
supposedly
for an ambulance.
Okay.
So then I asked her, like, okay, so where did you put the knife? And she said, oh, I left it downstairs. So I asked her, why would you leave it downstairs if you were there with your son? Like, when did you have the time to go downstairs to leave the knife? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, because if he was hanging there for a while, I'm sure that the shoelace would have been kind of like buried in his neck, and she would have had to nip him a few times if she cut the shoelace with a knife. So I don't know in the autopsy if he had those marks. Supposedly he had marks on his neck, but I don't know if they were from her scratching him.
I don't know why the fuck she would be scratching him. What's the point of scratching him? Okay, miss me with that dumb. Listen, liars just come up with the first shit that come out of their mouth, and then they gotta back that shit up. Like, what? Scratching him. He's doing all the investigative work for him. She guilty of homicide. Who's doing all the investigative work? You talking about Martin?
To try to wake him up to see if he was still alive, or from the knife when she was cutting the shoelace.
Last time you saw him.
I don't know if you've ever seen anybody strung up, Papa, but you're not gonna, even if he's strung up and it's here, you're not gonna get the knife in there. You're gonna have to do that from the back, from wherever it's connected to whatever it's swinging from. So I don't know if this guy knows what the fuck he's talking about either. You know, as far as that, he's trying to make sense of the scratches on the neck. She mentioned it. For her to say that there's scratches on the neck, oh, I was scratching him to see if he wake up. What? My thing is, it's a homicide. That we know. So run that investigation. Put her under the light. Who's asking her the questions? Nobody? Is that because of my thing that somebody need to ask his ass some questions too?
And was he happy or was he sad?
The shoelace.
Last time you saw him, was he happy or was he sad?
I mean, he did seem happy to me. It wasn't suicide because they've ruled it out. You know, it's a homicide. So it's important to mention she was the only one in the house. Well, it was Amanda and the cleaning lady, the only people that were in the house at that time, which there is video surveillance of that information, that she was the only one that entered the house. The cleaning lady was the only one that was there, and she left at 2:00. And after that, Amanda was the only one that was in the house.
And you,
so
I want to be clear that the audience knows it's been already proven that you were at the salon during the time of his death.
Yes, I was in my business. It's been proven. There's video of me entering our island at around, I believe it was almost close to 4:00. Because where we live, everything is recorded. It's recorded when we enter the island, when we leave, if we have any deliveries, if we ever send a message to the security, everything is recorded, everything is saved there. So, and I was at the salon, my employees know that I was there. She was asking my employees where I was that day, insinuating that I was not there working. But the good thing is that I do have video of me being at the salon, also at Office Depot, at the bank, making withdrawals, making deposits, at the teller. So all that, everything is documented.
Vélez $100 sí, guilty. Araña.
Yo, we got our broken glass back. All right, we got it back. And I lowered it a little bit. Hopefully it sounds lower for y'all over there. Shout out Velez for the $3 power chat. She guilty. Black Widow. All right. Yeah, what's the Black Widow? What is it if it's a mom too? Like, that's crazy, Papas. She's again, she's a free woman, innocent until proven guilty. You know, but is somebody trying to prove her guilty? I'm wondering what the fuck is going on. I hear Mexico's been nothing but cooperative. Cool. What's up with that investigation? What's going on over there?
But what is very important is that the videos that the police have, and that I actually have also access to them, is that she's the only person entering, and the housekeeper is the only one that was at the house, and the only person that left the house at 2:00.
And can you think of any enemies that Junior had, or anybody that you could think of that would want to harm him?
I can't think of anybody that would want to harm him. I do know that Amanda, now especially with the information that I do have from investigators, is that
her mind, she's guilty. Facts. How's she innocent when all the evidence is there? Shit, there's a lot of people innocent with all the evidence there. There's never enough evidence for a fool. You know? If she's plugged, if she got the prosecution in her pocket. If the official document of the death certificate says this is a homicide, then what does the fucking police report say? Does it say he was stringing? Does it say it says the death certificate says he was strangled? So where's the investigation? What am I missing here? Why isn't she 2 weeks in jail like she was the last time? Nothing? No, but on the real, Velez, I've heard from Carolyn, from Erica, from other members of the family that surprisingly, the Mexican authorities, they are trying to pin her ass to the wall. You know? But where's the let me see. Again, who am I, right, to want to see this shit, but this is some bullshit.
Bullshit.
Shout out JP. This is some bullshit. I haven't said anything this entire time thinking my donor would be lackluster. To find out it's been fixed. Coño, man.
Mono con los
Mono
ojos
con los
tapados.
ojos tapados. That's your fucking fault. All right? Sitting around waiting backstage, you could have popped up in the chat. I could have told you. You know what I'm saying? But that's backfire. Your fashionably late entrance backfire, Papa. Shout out Shannon. She's so full of shit.
No mommy's wait.
That it, JP. I knew you were there. She knew you were there, man. She saw the bushes move a little bit. Let's get it.
That she was involved now, especially with the information that I do have from investigators, is that she was involved in Canada in a gambling operation that she was running with this guy named Bruno that has been arrested. Actually was arrested a month after Arturo.
No, mom, and she's in a gambling ring too? Damn, boy, super criminal.
Death. His name is Bruno, and he's Brazilian, and he was arrested. And from what I have gathered, and from what information has been shared with me, was that she was involved in these gamblings. So I don't know if that's something that she has enemies. I'm not sure if that would be a reason why she would have enemies.
Would you say that she has spent all her inheritance from her husband from 2009? Do you think she's out of money?
Yeah, she's out of money. I mean, she is out of money. She's out of money. And one thing that I want to point out that I think it's very important for people to know, and this is public information, which you can find on the internet, is that...
Hold on. Shout out JP. I was here on time. It was only Velez and Theta here on time for a while. I just didn't feel like sending a dono thinking it'd be lackluster. Then you should have jumped in the chat, motherfucker. Right? Shout out Velez. There's still time, JP. She was Ryan Wedding's left hand. Man. She's involved in everything. Car ring, gambling, shit.
Information, which you can find on the internet, is that she was arrested back when Arturo Sr. was alive in Hawaii. She was arrested for a domestic fight that they had, and that she was caught with a stolen ID and social security number, which the investigator in the U.S. has found out that the social that she's using does not belong to her. It actually belongs to nobody, actually. So it's kind of funny how she would have a social when she's not even a resident in the U.S. Arturo was, getting older, and he was, of course, Google. You can Google your mom's name or anybody's name and sometimes find out information on the internet. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff that he probably read. And she told me, he asked me one time if I was a stripper, and she told me that she was a stripper, but that she would never confirm it to him. Like, she would never tell him that she was actually a stripper. She didn't tell me where she used to strip at. She never gave me the name, but she did tell me she was
Carolyn found out the name. Somebody in the chat got her the name of the club that she worked at.
a stripper.
When did you start seeing this man, Martin Luis Gordillo Aguilar, starting to come to her house at night?
So I started seeing him come about 2 weeks ago. I saw, I do have cameras, and I did see a strange car coming. And the reason why it kind of drew my attention was because he was looking too much into my house and taking pictures. And he was on a phone call, and I couldn't really hear what he was saying, but I was kind of curious to know who he was because he kind of did look a little bit familiar. So I saw that the car had...
It looked familiar. You don't know what the fuck the prosecutor looks like. He ain't no fucking familiar. I'm not buying... I feel like this guy's, poniéndole crema a los tacos. He's adding extra sour cream to his tacos. You know what I'm saying? He definitely got a hate for that bitch, and I'm sure it's warranted. But miss me with the familiarity. I don't know that you remember what the prosecutor looks like unless you caught a case or the director or whatever the fuck my thing is.
But I was kind of curious to know who he was because he kind of did look a little bit familiar. So I saw that the car had unmarked plates. I mean, there was no plates in the car. So that kind of also raised a red flag to me. And I kind of
looked into it maybe a little bit. All right, look, you looked into it, and you have...
What happened, Selgo? He choked on his own words and shit? Everybody bounced on me? He looked into it? What'd you look into?
Kind of.
Carolyn threw him a bone right there. She rescued him. He was dying on the vine right there.
Kind of.
Looked into it maybe a little bit? All right, look, you looked into it, and you have a very strong...
Hold on, man. He fell apart?
That kind of also raised a red flag to me. And I kind of...
Looked into it maybe a little bit? All right, look, you looked...
Bro, he started choking up, man. He got scared all of a sudden? You kind of what? What happened to Buddy?
Into it, and you have a very strong opinion because of what you looked into that it is him. How's
yes, that? I was able to find out that it was actually him. I can't say how I know, but
se le acabó el inglés. He ran out of English?
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
I never heard that one. That's a good one. He ran out of English. God damn. That's just crazy. All lies. She's guilty as the day is long. I'm with you, Shannon. I am with you.
I do know that it's him, and this is the fiscal that is...
He knows it's him, though. Shout out Ivan. Ivan muy presentado con las camaritas. He with the cameras. Fucking paying attention. Knows he's fuck. But he don't fuck with her like that. And with people like her, if you're smart, you'll see it right away.
I can't say how I know, but I do know that it's him. And this is the fiscal that is in charge of the kidnapping division in Cancun. And his name is Martin Luis Gallardo.
Some of these visits to her...
Gordillo, motherfucker.
Or he's in her house for quite some time, right?
There was
visits.
They're doing the oochie coochie, my friend.
He's in her house for quite some time, right?
There was one, I believe it was the first time that he came when I first saw him. He arrived at, I believe it was 10 p.m. and he left at 2 a.m. You know,
Come on, that's normal time for studying. Like they said, that's not a bad time for studying. 10 to 2.
You'd be doing in somebody's house from 10 to 2 a.m.
Exactly.
And,
what would you be doing?
You know, this is the same person that was helping her try to recover her truck. If you listen to the audio that you guys now have, it states on there that the lawyer says.
And why does she trust this Ivan motherfucker with all this information? Giving him recordings of her talking to police and shit. That I don't get. Mommy dearest, indeed.
I'm only doing this as a favor. On there that the lawyer says, I'm only doing this as a favor for Gallardo, and that he was going to go to the Fiscalia to speak to the coordinator there, Rafael, to try to get, to try to find out how much money they wanted for them to release the truck. So it kind of shows.
He got cameras. Those videos that we're seeing are from his house, Daddy. Across the street from her house. Those are his cameras we're seeing.
Shows you that, yes, he's in the Fiscalia. He does have connections. And what a lot of the people, what the Gatti family doesn't want, what the lawyers don't want, what nobody wants is that this investigation is not done in the most transparent.
That's it. Nailed it. That's what everybody wants. That this investigation is done in the most transparent way.
You know, so we don't want anything to be tainted. We want everything to be done.
And here's the thing. If you are married, indeed married, my thing, this shit outed you.
The correct legal way. So we're just worried that his involvement, whether it's helping her, whether it's not, we just want to make sure that there's nothing being done that's not correct and that will damage the investigation. So we're trying to take action to make sure that his visits are not because she's trying to get a favor to hide possibly something.
Let me ask you this question very carefully. So if Amanda is responsible, if Amanda is responsible for his murder, what could you fathom or give an opinion on as to what her motive would have been to do it? Why would she want to hurt her son? Do you have any idea?
In my opinion, I can't even answer that because I don't even know why a mother or how a mother could even think of doing something like that. So I don't have an answer for.
See, that's the difference between me and everybody else. People be like, I can't fathom. I can fathom, bro. I've seen what human nature looks like, and I don't put nothing past nobody at this fucking point. You know what I mean? Call me a cynic. You know? Yeah. I've seen her kind of character. What's behind it? Allegedly. You know, people like her. They were friends until they weren't. I was replying to Les on keeping tabs with him. I was saying he got cameras. He definitely got cameras. He got cameras. Mommy Dearest wasn't a murderer. I thought it was a movie. Wasn't it a movie? But her image came to mind. Maybe he found out the truth about his dad. I don't know. Maybe he questioned her on it. You know? Maybe anything. It could have been an argument about dishes. It could have been a whole bunch of things leading up to one thing. We won't know until they do a fucking investigation.
You because that's something that I can't even answer that because I can't even think about something like that because I don't know how a mother or anybody.
You don't have to know how, just know that they do.
Would want to do something like that
I know.
to anybody.
Yeah, and
Not
I'm a
just
mom.
because that's her son or her daughter or just anybody. Like I can't give you an answer because I can't even think of somebody that would want to take somebody else's life.
Was there any life insurance? Did she have any life insurance out on Junior?
I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure. I can't give you an answer on that because I don't know. I don't think so, but I'm not sure.
All right. Gotti Jr., U.S. citizen, Canadian. Canadian like his father. That's why when she got deported, because he was in the U.S. on a visa, she was in the U.S. on bullshit.
Bullshit.
You know? And then she got deported, so she had to go, back to Brazil. But yeah, Gotti Jr., Canadian, born in Canada. All right, we got more. There's more. But wait, there's more. All right, shout out Carolyn. Make sure y'all give her a sub up. Let me hit this like button. Boom. Strike the like. Let's get it.
To recap, 17 years old, found dead on October 6, 2020.
Skip the recap. We up to date.
All for hopping on with me to this case because it is difficult to listen to. But I so appreciate the support, and I fully expect that this is going to finally get out there and we're going to spread the news. And I need all of you to do that for me. I need you guys to share these videos. I need you to talk about it on your social media. Let's get the word out.
We on it.
So I aired a video on Monday.
Shout out Carolyn. We on it. We here for it.
And I didn't even reveal the majority of the evidence
So she's talking about the video we just watched. Okay?
So I aired a video on Monday, and I didn't even reveal the majority of the evidence I had on Monday. I only like maybe 1/8 of it I talked about. There's so much I got, okay? But I'm being careful about
1/8 is fucking crazy.
About it, okay? And by the way, Amanda Rodriguez is innocent until proven guilty. She has not been charged. I need to say that on here.
Vite Velez. Right? Innocent till proven guilty. Though Carolyn got 1/8 of the evidence, and we in this motherfucker.
You're stealing, right to jail. You're playing music too loud, right to jail, right away. You're driving too fast, jail. Slow, jail.
Just to cross my T's, dot my I's.
Good job.
But a lot of information has come in and it's continuing to come in, and it's creating quite the crap storm. It really is. Since that episode, I have learned that even his own mom, Amanda Rodriguez, has allegedly stated now that he was murdered. And that's not what she originally said about her son. Okay, and has begun sharing her own theories about who she believes is responsible. And just in the last 2 days,
I was watching this stream live, and I agreed with somebody that was in her chat that was like, she's cracking. Yeah. You start pointing fingers now. Oh, now he didn't string himself up. Now somebody else? Who?
Guys, I'm hearing that she is now accusing the guest that I had on, Ivan, of murdering Arturo.
All right, she's accusing the guy with his face blacked out, the guy with the cameras.
And I want to tell you a little bit about Ivan because I met him. I spent hours talking to him because he was not at all what I expected. And I say that because there are people in and around this case that are either not in this country or maybe they got themselves into their own trouble. And, I'm all about, I need credible people to come forward. You know what I mean? And, but according to Ivan, let me tell you a little bit about Ivan. He became, according to him, very close with Amanda early on. Just to give you guys some context here. very close that he agreed to go into business with her and help open up a hair salon together. And during that time, he also formed a relationship with Junior, naturally, who was a teenager and going through all those teenage things. And he was actively training to become a boxer like his dad. Ivan says that he stepped in and helped out where he could because she was a single mother, you know, driving Arturo to the gym, handling day-to-day tasks for her, even assisting Amanda with certain financial matters, which I'm going to get into a little of that shortly. But by his account, they kind of supported each other during that period, you know. Once the salon opened, though, things kind of started to fall apart between them, he says. And Ivan admits that he has had his fair share of arguments with both Amanda and Arturo. You know, when you're in business with each other, things can go wrong, or, you know, maybe you don't like the way your partner is running that business, and then text messages go back and forth. So, you know, Ivan is not going to ever say that he is, you know, without anything that looks nothing looks perfect. You know what I'm saying? There are going to be some text messages that he has had with them, but I've seen them. Okay. And this guy has come to the table with receipts. Okay. And that is very credible to me. So Ivan got.
And Velez, you weren't here for the last live. Just so you know, she is, and I'm glad she's covering it because she's actually family. She is married to the brother of Sofia Gotti's mother, which is Arturo's first baby mama. Right? This is her sister-in-law. So she's family to she's basically she is Sofia's aunt.
Really upset with Amanda about the way she was running her end of the business, the salon. And as a result, he got upset with her a few times, and Junior ended up sticking up for his mom because I guess maybe Amanda showed a text message to her son and said, look, Ivan's mad at me, and then here's yada yada. This is what he said to me. And then Arturo Jr., you know, like any young boy would do.
I mean, textbook manipulator, come cerebro, brain eater behavior.
Sends a message sticking up for his mom and being like, don't ever talk to my mom that way and all that. And of course, I get it. We've all been there. But again, he has text messages and so much more. This guy has documented everything. You know, it's the biggest nightmare for her. And there's so much more to this story that will be coming out because I'm going to have him back on again. But today I decided to go solo. All right. Ivan says that he was with Amanda on the night that Arturo Jr. was found deceased. He told me that she called the ambulance and then he arrived immediately after. And, you know, right after she had discovered him, naturally, he started asking questions to her. You know, she wanted him there. She literally said, come over, you know, and then he started asking her questions. You know, what happened? And according to Ivan, she gave him a version of events that, based on what we know now, raises a lot of concerns, okay? So he says that Amanda told him she was kicking in the door, and it was very heavy doors, okay? And she had to, like, do some physical toughness here. She had to kick that door open. So, you know, and she wasn't injured by this. There was nothing to show that later, he said. So I just thought that was interesting because it literally is like in those action movies where you have to literally kick down a door. That's literally what she did. So,
sorry. Unless it's one of those doors, those egg crate doors like Rampage ripped up on Ultimate Fighter, she ain't kicking in no fucking door.
She says that she saw Arturo, according to Ivan, that she saw Arturo hanging by a shoelace. Okay, so, guys, a shoelace is really kind of ridiculous in my eyes. There is no photographs or anything in the reports showing that there was a shoelace. So I'm waiting for that. Maybe there'll be more information from the Mexican authorities, but there has been nothing, nowhere, mentioning a shoelace or shoelaces except coming from Amanda's mouth, according to Ivan. Okay?
Well, here's the thing. We heard about that shoelace through the news back then when it happened. Did we not? And we went,
No, mommy's wait.
Shut out, Shannon. Nothing surprises me anymore. Me either.
Here's the other thing. He said that she told him that she cut him down from this hanging position, which is crazy because...
From what? I want details, lady. Huh? How many kicks did you kick to take that door down? Was it a butcher knife? Was it a filleting knife? Steak knife? Were they flat shoelaces? You know? What were they tied to? What are we talking about here?
As I don't think a shoelace could hold anybody very long, which is crazy because I don't think a shoelace could hold anybody very long. But she cut him down with a knife. So, he asked her a simple question. What did you do with the knife? Where is it? They were looking around. Where is it? And she was like, if it's back downstairs, she left. It started to not make sense. And he goes into the fact, and I'll have him on again, and he will go into more detail, but he goes into the fact that her story starts to not make sense. Okay. She was also supposed to go to work that day at 4:00. Now, he was at work all day. All day. He was seen on camera at the salon. He has, actually, I'm sorry, let me correct that. I'm not sure if he was seen on camera at the salon, but he was vouched for by other employees. But there is cameras all over wherever, doing errands and things like that. Plus, I've got the security camera footage I'm going to show you today from the very day of his death. And it's going to paint that picture. It's going to show you that he was not there and he comes home much later, around 4:00. All right, so hang in there with me. I'm going to show this video footage. So Ivan said that the security guard could also confirm everybody that's coming in and out. Okay, she had called an Uber at 2:22 p.m., minutes before finding him. Okay, the assumption here is, and I'm going to be clear about that, the assumption here is that she's calling at 2:22 for an Uber because, I don't know, maybe she had to go to work. I don't know, but the Uber shows up at the house at 2:30 and she doesn't come out for it. And then it's 2:31 p.m. She calls the security guard in her development to call an ambulance. So Ivan,
do we, is your first thought to call security? Is your first thought to dial 911? I don't know what 911 is in Mexico, but whatever the fuck it is. I don't know, man.
It's been a blessing because he has all this footage. Okay. And the day Arturo Jr. died, showing that he was not even inside his own residential complex until after 4:00. Okay. And it's important because she's now accusing Ivan as being the one, because I think it's a desperation, because I had heard that she had somebody else saying 2 people that she thought did it. That was what I heard. Something about 2 people was the one that went back to Canada and they were the ones that did it. I've heard multiple stories, this is all allegedly, but these are the stories I'm hearing and I'm just giving it to you. So I watched all the footage, okay? Because I don't want anybody to be like, oh, show the entire thing. Let me tell you, you can just sit there for 8 hours and watch nothing going on, okay? So what I did was obviously I'm not going to play 8 hours, but I will show what is important, okay? Ivan had informed me that since the podcast aired, Amanda has already made attempts to try to get inside his house. She is very angry.
She seems like that kind of crazy. But guess what you got to do with somebody like that? They need to keep putting her ass in jail. She fucking break your fence or try to get in your house, lock her ass up. You know what I'm saying? Like that, it says she get away with everything.
She's threatening to go into his house and also threatening to take his security cameras down. Ivan has other people that have told him this. Okay. And
they share a housekeeper. I'm surprised she hasn't tried to get into his house with the housekeeper.
very credible people. I mean, this is scary. This is scary. This is no joke. Okay. And I take this very seriously because, thank goodness this man is not in Mexico right now. All right. And we've been talking to him and we've been telling him, you better stay put. Don't you go anywhere. But not only that, I'm afraid for everybody involved in this, but on the flip side of it, I think the more we talk about this and the more we put it out there, the more obvious it would be that she would be really dumb or to have anybody hurt. You know what I mean? Allegedly. I got to say that. But everybody's afraid. Everybody is afraid. So, anyway, I'm really thankful to Ivan. I just want to say thank you to him. She does have a few people that are, and I'm talking about Amanda now, she does have a few people that are still on her side. And I know this because I'm being told by people from the Gotti family that they're getting messages and they're getting harassment from people that are sticking up for her still. And that is even after seeing what I put out on Monday, which is crazy.
Harassment. Eat a dick. Anybody that's harassing, people that are trying to find justice for their family members. Fuck you.
And I think it's just panic. I really do. And I think a lot of the people that are getting these messages, and I won't say their names just to protect them, but people in the family, half of the messages they think are actually her, actually posing. I don't know if that's true or not, but
all the threats. She got like 100 fucking alt accounts allegedly. Huh? She's sending threats and shit. You know how they fix that? You know how they get whoever it is to stop sending threats? Just respond and be like, shut the fuck up. That's it.
That's what some of them are recognizing certain things and ways that a sentence could be phrased, might remind them of something that she had said in the past. But we now know that he was murdered. And documents prove that, everybody. Just listen to that again, okay? Arturo Gatti Jr. was murdered, no doubt about it, okay? The police report says it. The death certificate says it. I showed that all in the first video. And even Amanda is saying it now.
So who did it?
Which is quite ironic, considering she had this whole story to Ivan about seeing him suspended in air by shoelaces. My question is, how on earth could people still be upset that we are looking into this? That the Gotti family's looking into this and that I'm looking into it?
Don't worry yourself with who's upset. Fuck them. Don't worry yourself for who's upset. They ain't going to do shit. Don't worry about who's upset. Nobody's more upset than Sofia Gotti. Nobody is more upset than Arturo Gotti's mother. Nobody is more upset than them, so fuck whoever's upset.
How could anybody be upset with that? That makes no sense to me. If you're asking...
What about Erica? Shannon? It's not over yet, Tere. I don't know that she got away with it yet. She did it. I don't understand how she's getting away with it. It's not over yet.
Why people are now investigating your friend Arturo's homicide. A case that until this point has seen no real action, right? Let's also not forget 16 years of no action for Arturo Gatti Sr., okay? A case that until this point, has been pretty quiet, all right? Or why question, let's say, your cousin's death, okay? There are cousins involved in this. Or even your own son's death, which you now know has been ruled a homicide. So the real question becomes, if you truly have nothing to hide, then why would that investigation upset you at all? It shouldn't. You should be like, please, go look. Find out who killed my son. Find out who killed my cousin. Find out. Because there are people that are still telling us to be quiet, to stop. And it's not right. Something I was thinking about, I wanted to point out about both these deaths, because I really do believe that there's a reason for everything. And all this happening with Junior is going to put the focus back on his dad again. Okay. So I was thinking about it. And these are two deaths that are 16 years apart, both in a home for one of them and a hotel room with the other. Okay. With the same person with them at the time. The same person. Okay. Don't you want to clear your name? I mean, really. And then here's the other thing. What about the strange apparatus that's used around the neck? Okay. So you got Arturo Sr. with Amanda's purse strap. Okay. And then you got Arturo Jr., according to Amanda only, was shoelaces. What are the chances, guys, of both having such an odd item used? Most cases, it's a rope, right? A purse strap and shoelaces, all in your lifetime. Okay? No. And then let's point something else out. In the 2009 death of Arturo Sr., there was a knife at the crime scene sitting on the counter. Let me just show you the knife, okay? There was a knife right here. This is Arturo Sr.'s, a small section of his crime scene, okay? You got a knife left there. I don't know what it was for. Okay, so apparently he used a purse strap to check out.
What made him bleed? What made Arturo Gatti Sr. bleed? Oh, he got hit at a fight at a restaurant. Let me talk to the waitress. Where's she at?
To believe. And then you got this knife sitting there, right? I just find it odd that she mentions a knife needing to be used to cut the shoelace in Junior. I don't know. We have our ways and the way we do things and the way, you know what I mean? And I just think it's odd. Does anybody else agree with me? I'm just curious. A knife is mentioned in both these cases by the same person who was in the house at the time of both deaths, house/hotel. We know that she was there because of the security camera footage that was sent to me that I'm going to show. In fact, you know what? Let's just look at it now. All right.
Where JP? Hashtag smut.
So that is Bruno. I'll show him in a second. Let me go over here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to put it on laptop only for this, and I'll tell you why in a second. Because I want you guys to be able to see the timeline because I labeled it. All right. Pay close attention. Timestamp is up in the top right corner, but I did label them each.
This is the day it all went down. October 6th, 2025.
Okay. At this point, because there's only footage between 10 and 4, I want to say to you that Ivan left for work like around 8 or 9 or something like that. I don't know his exact time, but I'm not worried about that because that has checked out, and people at the salon and other errands he ran showed that he was out of the house, so I'm not worried about that. Okay? So I'm going to go to laptop only because I want you guys to be able to... Oh, actually, it is. It is fine like this. Okay, you ready? Here we go. So there you go. Amanda's leaving to go to the gym at 10:40. This is the actual day that Arturo passed away.
And this house right here, this house where you see these pavers, this is Ivan's house. All right, and this is where those cameras are mounted that are peeping dude in and out of her crib. This is the walkway entrance. This is the side entrance. I'm trying to understand where the car was parked. Was it parked up on this grass? I guess it was parked up on this grass, which is crazy. But okay. It doesn't seem like a driveway. Or there's pavers. There might be pavers there. I think I see. I don't know. No, it could be grass. She leaves in a Mercedes Uber. This is the cleaning lady. At 1:47, housekeeper walks out with the dog. She walked out of that side entrance. 1:47, the kid is in that house.
Let me explain a little something while we're watching about the housekeeper. So the housekeeper not only works for Amanda, but she works also helping Ivan walk his dogs as well. Okay, so she goes back and forth. But this is the housekeeper. She just came out of that gate, which is Amanda's house, and she's walking Amanda's dog. Now, 1:51 p.m., you're going to see Amanda come home. Keep looking to the left. Man, did you guys have like a hurricane that day? Did I miss her or something? Did she ever come home? Hold on. There she is. Okay. I don't know where her car is, but isn't that weird that she didn't pull her car up? I think that's very strange, and it's something I noticed. Why did she pull her car further down? Why didn't she come closer? All right. The white car is nobody to be concerned with, I don't think, because this is just the housekeeper. Okay, the housekeeper's coming out of the wrought iron gate, which is one of the entrances into Amanda's home. And she's done for the day. She's done. She finishes at 2:00. She had already cleaned. She'd been in the house. Now, the only people that were there that day was Amanda and the housekeeper. So let's say the housekeeper did something bad. Would she be walking like this after, something that bad? I don't know. Just something to point out. She seems like she's just kind of, had my day, I cleaned, and I'm done, and I'm going to go walk Ivan's dogs now. No panicking of any kind. Nothing. Seems fine. Okay, so now it's between 2:30.
So what time was that she walked out? 2:03?
Nothing. Seems fine.
2:30, ambulance shows up.
Fine. Okay, so now it's between 2:30, 3 o'clock. I said that because there was a lot of footage with this van in front. So, but the truck is here. You're not going to see anything, gory or anything like that. But it's just to show that here is the EMTs. They have found Arturo Jr. and eventually they do take him away. And here's the housekeeper walking dogs for Ivan. Hi, Leslie B. How are you, girl? Hey, everybody, please look at your screen right now. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe.
3:58, Ivan comes home.
Okay, this is Ivan getting home at 3:58 p.m. He was not allowed to go across the street for a while yet. But eventually he gets a phone call to come over.
How, man? That shit's an active crime scene. It's a homicide. What are we talking about here? Where was the investigation? I see ambulance. I don't see no police. I don't see shit.
Okay. So, listen, I don't know what you get from that. It's open for interpretation. You know what I mean? I'm not saying who did what. I'm just giving you the goods. Now, I was in the middle of saying to you guys, if you can, please like this video.
Shout out FJ on the check-in. She's a smooth operator. Man. Devil in a blue dress.
Because when you like the video and you comment up by YouTube a million times and you hit that. So, now, let's take a look at... I got so much to show you guys. Probably should have made this a two-parter, right? Okay, so I need to mention another correspondence that I had. Okay. So a couple months
Shout out Shannon. Thank you.
ago, when I started looking into this case, I learned that Arturo Jr. had a trainer. His name is Mo Latif. And I thought surely he would be able to offer some information regarding Arturo. He was probably, and I heard that he was completely crushed over the loss of this boy. And, you know, what was going on in his life prior to his death, I would think he would be happy to come forward. And if he is in defense of Amanda or thinks that everybody's wrong, I would think he'd at least say that. Okay? But the guy completely ghosted me. And others have told me that he's ghosting them as well. He just won't talk, you know, and he's gone completely silent. And, you know, I got an email today from somebody who would like to remain anonymous. I'm going to show it to you and read it to you aloud. Okay. But I've redacted their name because, you know, I don't blame them. You know, this is really scary what's going on here. So, here's the message I got today. I want to remain completely anonymous. I will disclose my identity if Amanda is in jail because I fear for my safety. I spoke to Mo on the phone when he was in Cancun, Mexico after Junior died. He told me he was freaking out and feared for his life during his time there. And he needed to get out of Mexico because he would disclose any more information. He didn't even stay for the wake of Junior. He left before the wake at the funeral home. Since he landed in Montreal, Canada, he has not spoken to me or anybody. He refuses to answer calls or talk anymore. He was scared on the phone with me, but he never said exactly what he was scared of. As far as I know, he hasn't spoken to anyone about Junior's death since he got back from Mexico. So I want to say right now, because I have no doubt in my mind that he'll probably see this. First of all, I'm sorry for your loss. Second of all, I don't blame you for being afraid. But if it's none of those things, I don't understand why you're protecting her.
Yeah, my thing is, I'm afraid of who, bro? She's allegedly. She seems to only hurt people that are under the roof with her. I think she thinks she got more pull than she ever had. It just worked out for her. Even with the guy, the middleman that was the middleman between the prosecutor and whoever she needed to get that car out of evidence so that she could have her car back. You know, even that guy was fed up with her. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how much pull she got. I don't know how many motherfuckers is willing to go out their way to rescue her. She lucked out twice so far, allegedly.
Second of all, I don't blame you for being afraid. But if it's none of those things, I don't understand why you're protecting her. I don't get it. That boy was in your life. You were training him. He was so young. He's just a teenager. Doesn't deserve this. And neither did his dad. And on top of that, you know now that he was murdered. It was a homicide. So I pray, okay? I really do. I pray that you will email me, reach out to me, something to help us because it takes a village. Just want to say that. Now, it's very heavy. This case is so heavy. So I found this other guy, Canadian fighter, who has worked with Mo Latif. I hope I'm saying his name right. And Omar is his name. And he appeared to know Arturo Jr. Based on what I saw on social media. He goes by Omar. So I reached out to him, right? Explaining that Sophia, my niece, has now lost both her father and brother And she was just heartbroken. Like I pled, I'll even show you guys the message I sent. Let's see, hold on. Here we go. I'm gonna show it to you. It's translated all the way on the right, but it's all in Spanish on the left. I think that's Spanish. Is that Spanish? I don't know. I just translated it. Do you know Arturo Jr.
Portuguese.
And his mother, Amanda? I don't know. I just translated it. Do you know Arturo Jr. and his mother, Amanda? Why do you ask? He said. I said, I'm the aunt of Arturo Jr.'s biological half-sister. She's devastated. She lost both her father and her brother. We're searching for answers and struggling to find help. Both deaths seem highly suspicious. I also tried messaging Mo, but he may not have seen it. I prefer not to discuss this, is what he said. So I wrote, I understand, but if you change your mind, please reach out. We are heartbroken and desperately seeking help. Sophia has lost both her father and brother and has no support. According to Mexican authorities, Arturo Jr. was killed. He deserves justice. Thank you, Omar. Again, another person. Now, I want to point something out. Okay?
What kind of fucking juice she got, man? That all of these grown men are like, I don't even want to fuck with this.
See, right here where my cursor is. His answer to all this, to everything I said, was I prefer not to discuss this. Again, if they knew more, okay, or even if they knew that we were barking up the wrong tree,
say so.
Why not just say that? They didn't say that. He didn't say that. All he said was, I prefer not to discuss this, which to me reads as if I don't want to get involved in this. It actually made me assume that he was fearful. And I don't know if anybody agrees with that, but, this here is Mo Latif.
Yeah, his name Bennett, and he ain't in it.
Latif, he trained Arturo Jr. for a long time, and to hear the email I got from somebody today talking about how fearful he was. My heart breaks for this man. But please, I don't, after you hear what I'm about to drop very soon, I have so much I'm going to be, I don't think she's going to be coming back to Canada anyway. I don't know. But if you know something, please let us know. There is this Brazilian social media influencer out there. Apparently he's like huge in Brazil. Okay. His name is Buzeira, I think. Buzeira. But he goes by the name Bruno. But more importantly, guys, he was really, really close with Arturo Jr. Like super close. Okay. He did at one point in the very beginning when he heard this, the story in the beginning was that he did this to himself, just like the dad did. He wrote, depression is not a joke. Take care of yourselves. His father was a fighter, 3-time world champion, and he lost to depression. And unfortunately, Arturo couldn't endure it either. You were only 1 year away from achieving your dream of becoming a professional. And you know what? That's what we all thought. We all thought that. And you know what? There might have been a lot of reasons to be depressed anyway, right? But what I will say to you is this. Something happened that was very interesting when it comes to this guy, Bruno. Now, unfortunately, Bruno had some other issues, and he is in trouble for those issues, and it has nothing to do with this case, okay? But he's not around to talk to me now. All I got is what he's put out, okay? Now, this is really important, okay? I got to make sure you guys hear this correctly. I've slowed down the video, okay? So, and I also put English captions on it, okay? So he had found out that, I guess from Amanda, I'm assuming, that he had passed away, this probably the same story about, he self-inflicted shoelace, whatever, I don't know. Mm-hmm. And then this weird thing happens. He gets this message from Amanda, talking about the fact that there is this note left behind by Arturo Jr. Okay. He says that Amanda texted him after his death to tell him that Arturo left this note before he died. And remember that at this time, Amanda was telling everyone that he took his own life. So apparently she messages him saying that he leaves this note. And I've heard that she never showed it to Bruno, but instead read it to him over a phone call. However, because of some language barriers, I think with some of the articles I've translated, some of them might have said, I've heard, that he actually saw it with his own eyes. I don't know. I can't confirm for sure, but the general consensus is that she read it to him over the phone. Well, as soon as this happened, Bruno creates a post on his social media. Okay, let's take a listen to it.
Rapaziada, vai vendo. O Arturo, antes de morrer, ele deixou uma carta pro
As he was about to die, he left a letter for his father.
pai dele, tá ligado? Mas a carta dele ele não tá se
But the letter isn't a goodbye.
despedindo e só o título da carta.
Only the title of the letter is already very impactful.
Tipo, já é muito impactante. Tava falando com a mãe dele. O título fala assim,
He was talking with his mother. The title goes like this: A legacy continues.
legado continua. Depois eu vou pedir pra ela deixar eu postar.
Then I'm gonna ask her to let me. Yo, the translations on this are crazy. I'm gonna have to listen to him.
Vou ver se ela me autoriza. Mas tipo, o bagulho, mano, muito impactante. E foi bem justamente no dia que ele morreu, no dia 6, tá ligado?
It was exactly the day he died, on the 6th. So he left a note for him on the 6th? Left a note for who?
Muita gente tava transmitindo a informação que ele morreu na terça, na quarta-feira, mas não foi. É que o corpo dele foi pro
Wait, what was the 6th of October 2025? The 6th was a Monday. What date did he get the letter?
ML, foi transmitindo a informação que ele morreu na terça, na quarta-feira.
Reporting that he died on a Tuesday, but let me see. No. Yeah, the 6th was a Monday.
Mas não foi. É que o corpo dele foi pro IML e ficou lá e tá sendo liberado hoje para ser enterrado amanhã no México. Entendeu? Mas o bagulho foi louco. O
Arturo left behind a letter
deixou uma carta tipo,
that felt incredibly powerful,
forte.
deep, and emotional. Whoever reads it, I tell
Quem
you,
lê fala, mano,
it's very strong. Every single word he expressed there came straight from the heart.
Foi do coração mesmo.
Truly and completely, with feeling.
Yeah, Bu. Você viu o videoclipe, mano? Que saiu
Do you see? Did you happen to see that music video clip?
finalmente.
This is Arturo's voice, leaving him a message, I guess. So, from my understanding, Amanda hits him up and says he left a note. Okay, what's the note? Who was the note for? Was it the note? Why is she showing it to you? What's the point of that?
Que ele se expressou ali foi do coração mesmo.
Yeah, Bu. Você viu o videoclipe, mano? Que saiu, finalmente saiu aquele videoclipe lá que eu tava. Gostei muito, Bu. Uma saudade de você. Mari.
He talking to his boy, he said, I miss you very much. Did you see the
Gostei
video I
muito,
was in? I
Uma
liked it a lot.
saudade de
Miss you so
você.
much.
Mari, que tudo tá bem. Eu vi que você
I
casou.
see that you got married.
Deus te abençoe. Pra sempre. É nóis. Muita saudade.
October 6, 2025. I don't know if that's 9:13 a.m. Anything a.m. is before the kid passed away. I'm so confused right now. Happens on the 6th in the afternoon. The world hears it the 7th, the 8th, the 9th. she sent dude this letter in the morning that day.
All right, let's look at this right here. Okay, so I got this zoomed in. Look at the date, guys. October 6th, 9:13 a.m. She claims this is the note. Okay. That's pretty crazy because he dies at 2 o'clock.
Right.
Right.
So she's telling him she jumped the gun.
Or
he don't know nothing about what happened. He can't. It didn't happen yet. Did she tell him when she sent him that letter? Hey man, he gone, or did she just tell him, hey, here's a letter? I'm so confused.
The reports say in and around 12 and 12:30, give or take. Okay. But yeah, check out this date. Bruno talks about the note not sounding at all like he's going to take his life. And I know this from another article, and I'll show that in 2 seconds. I'll just show it to you now because I don't want to.
Right. He said it, he interpreted it. Okay, I'm understanding a little bit better. She just sent him a letter. Said he sent this letter. I just don't get why is she sending it. But yes, he interpreted it as a letter to his father.
I don't want to forget. So we've got. I think it's nope. That's something different. Hold on. No. Darn, I thought I had it up. I don't. Okay, so I can assure you that I definitely read this article, and I quote here because I took it down in my notes. He talks about the notes not sounding at all like he's going to take his life. And the note says that Amanda sent this to her with the timestamp on it, and you can even see her reflection taking the picture. You can see her right here. Look at my cursor right here.
Look at her. Putana. Look at this shit. Fuck. She's doing too much. She's always doing some shit. Why are you sending letters and she sit your ass down somewhere? She's always doing something.
Here. That's her face. She's taking a picture of it and sending it to him. And don't forget, she also said, he goes, I hope she'll let me share. Well, apparently she didn't share the note with him. Okay. And then on top of that, he said.
See, she didn't share the note with him. So then how the fuck does he know what was in the note? I'm so confused.
I guess she must have said something to him about him being buried or something the next day. Well, guess what, guys? He didn't get buried until January. He didn't get buried until January. And I know this because many sources and the investigation tells us that
doing too much, trying to cover her track, doing too much.
When she went to go claim his body, she didn't like the fact that it said homicide on the police report, and she would not claim his body until it was changed over to the other. So she left. She left and then didn't bury him at all until January. And that was after I did my first podcast on this. And I was getting all this heat from so many people that were so upset, right? I get it. I get you're upset, but, we're investigating. We're trying to find out what happened to him. So October 6th, 9:13 a.m., he has this note. Okay, but do you see the lies here? And let me remind you that she now is saying he was murdered. Because she has to say that he was murdered because the death certificate says so, right?
Shout out Shannon. Didn't you say Amanda came from a long line of badasses? Yeah, but not no badasses that I know of with no fucking pull like that. You know what I'm saying? She ain't got no pull. Again, she only seems to hurt the people that are vulnerable to her. Allegedly. You know what I mean?
Her first story says shoelaces. It's a big difference. And then she tells.
And shout out Carolyn. It ain't her fault I'm confused about this. Did dude get to read the letter? She's taking pictures of the letter. Is she saying it? Why is she sending it at that day, that time? Why is she doing too much?
Bruno, there is a note. And now.
Oh, she read him the note. Okay, she read him the note. That's how he knows what was on the note. She didn't show him the note. Now I understand. Sorry. All right. I got you.
Allegedly agreeing that he was murdered and now allegedly blaming Ivan, the guest I had on Monday.
She's cracking
So which
up.
is it? What's your story? Look, these accusations, which
Where's Ivan? I want to see yesterday's videotape. I want to see her pacing in the front yard.
I haven't said once anything ever about who I thought did this. I've implied she should be looked into, but I've never said those words, not once. There is an investigation going on, and I'm looking at public information, social media posts.
Me too.
People who are coming forward out of the woodwork to speak out on this. And I'm just looking at it and showing you all what I find. And people are all up in an uproar about it. They're really upset.
Man, fuck your upsetness. It ain't none of your fucking business.
That should tell you something about the people that are upset over that. But all the information I'm giving you, it's up to the viewer to decide, right? It's a free country, free speech. It's up for interpretation by the viewers. Okay? I got this email also from another lady in Mexico. I'm going to show it to you. I've redacted her name, and I've taken out a couple spots that are, don't really want to say them on here, but it's bad. It's really bad, okay? So, good evening. On the day, and by the way, the official, just so you know, I have this email. It's here on the right in the other language, and I translated the whole thing for you. Good evening. On the day of Arturo Gatti Jr.'s death, only Amanda, Arturo, and the house employee were there. The employee has already been called to testify and said the same thing we all know. There was no one else in the house, in the condominium. The cameras recorded all entries and exits from Amanda's home. No one entered. And by the way, let me just give you a disclaimer here. This is the words and opinion of somebody who emailed me. They're not mine. I'm just reading them to you. There are many things already prepared with evidence to put her in jail, she says. Amanda, well, she shouldn't say that. That's allegedly. Is accusing her neighbor and former business partner, but on the day of Arturo's death, he was at the hair salon and has camera proof from the salon and employees who were there. Amanda tried multiple times to offer money to change the death certificate from homicide to suicide. Allegedly, let me just remind y'all, just like she did in Brazil, allegedly. Because there were several attempts, the price kept increasing for the changing of the documents, but she did not succeed. Above is the death certificate. Well, we've all seen that already. Arturo died in October, and only now she is looking for someone to blame, allegedly. Ivan opened the salon, and it operated from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Amanda's shift was from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., and the child died at 12:30. Obviously, it took her a while to accuse someone because she is, and I redacted that, Amanda is foolish because she forgot about the cameras. She tried to cremate the body earlier, but the police arrived and stopped it. Now, what I know is that the child was buried, but I will find out where, and we're working on this. Guys, at the time I got this email, this was before we knew he was buried, and we were trying to get his body and move it over to be buried next to his dad, which nobody was helping us with that. So she tried to cremate the body, of course, right? But the people arrived and stopped it. Now, what I know is that the child was buried, but I will find out where. No, at that time he was not buried. She thought he was, because we found out later. And we are working on this. The Gatti's family's lawyer should know. And I thought the lawyer had contacted the family, but apparently no one knows where the child is. Today, someone here started checking and found out that he was buried and where the grave is. As soon as I know, I will send you an email. She has allegedly 3 stolen cars that the police took from her. She is involved in bad things. Again, allegedly, this is an email from somebody else. This is not my opinion.
I mean,
Amanda,
we heard a whole fucking, like Tere would say, the evidence is right there. We heard a whole conversation with her with somebody trying to fix the car problem for her.
Will become international news because of her crimes, allegedly.
Allegedly.
She uses God to get close to people, but she's a demonic wolf disguised as sheep. Allegedly.
That's allegedly. That's a good description right there. All right.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
I always believed she killed her husband, but I thought she had repented, and that was not the case. We were all wrong. They just confirmed to me that he was buried 2 weeks ago. Now we need to find out which cemetery. Sorry, hold on. Now we need to find out which cemetery. Thank you for trusting me. I was at the wake and she loudly, this is important. I was at the wake and she loudly and laughing said that the person who killed Arturo, meaning her son, was a Canadian and that he had gone to Canada. All lies. At first, she told the prosecutor it was 2 boys. Also a lie. And she never asked for them to testify because their parents had proof of where they were. Again.
Allegedly, but I could see it. An outburst. The drama.
This is all alleged by somebody else. This is her email to me. I don't know if it's true. You guys can decide. There was no proper wake, she says. I arrived at 10 p.m. and by 11 p.m. everyone had to leave. This is the first time I have ever seen that. It is usually all night. I guess in Mexico, these things usually last all night. That's what I got from that. She writes, the body was left like a lonely dog. I'm sorry, but I was with Arturo several times and he was an angel to my daughter and granddaughter.
That person just outed themselves or whoever the fuck they are. It's from everything that they volunteered. It's not very hard for Amanda, I'm sure, to figure out who the fuck is sending that email.
I cannot accept this. I don't want Amanda free. I want her in prison. Again, this is
straight to jail.
You're stealing, right to jail. You're playing music too loud, right to jail, right away. You're driving too fast, jail. Slow, jail.
Is the words of the author of this email, not mine. Her friends seemed strange and sad with looks of disappointment toward Amanda. They did not want to stay in Cancun and left early in the morning back to the U.S. And I will tell you also that in addition to that, I've had people tell me, other than this person, that they were very weirded out when they went to that wake, that the behavior was strange. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But that's what I was told. So that's the email I got from that lady. I'm not done.
Look, JP bounced on us already. You just got here, bro. Shout out JP. Thanks for another great live, my brother. May God bless the El Cartel members in chat. Like and subscribe to the great quality content. It's free. Buenos nachos. God bless y'all. Salutes to you. Have a good night.
Guys, if you're on here and you just joined, make sure that you like this video and keep the comments going. It helps the algorithm to push this video out afterwards. We want everybody to see it and get the word out. And we're not done. We're going to keep doing videos on this. We're not going to stop.
We're going to be right
as
here.
long as there's information coming out, I'm going to give it to you. All right. So
we almost done.
16 years ago, this entire family was devastated. There's a lot of siblings of Arturo Thunder Gotti, a lot of children of those siblings. It's a huge family. And there's this matriarch in Canada. I know the father had passed away a long time ago. They were just devastated. All of them were devastated. And my niece lost her dad. And Arturo Jr. lost his dad. At the time, Amanda was arrested for this. Okay? She sat in a Brazilian prison for 16 to 18 days, something like that. And they truly believed that it was a homicide. And as you know from my first video, there was an investigator already assigned at the time that they deemed this a homicide.
Shout out JP. Hashtag smut. I've been here casi 3 horas. Estás pedo, coño, man. Relax.
And he worked on it and he investigated it. And he said, this is a homicide. And he had all the reasons and he talked about it in the press. And I find it funny that 16 to 18 days later, all of a sudden, there's a new attorney that's worth apparently a lot of money. There's a new investigator on the case, brand new, and they got rid of the old guy. Why? Why'd they get rid of the old guy? I don't know. They got rid of the old guy. And now there's this new investigator, and boom, they let her out and say, nope, it was self-inflicted. That decision did not sit right with a lot of people. That man was a high-profile public figure, but he had a big family. And all of them, not only the family, his manager, his bodyguard, he had a ton of best friends, right? You got the GATTI family, Sophia's family. Everybody was upset to no end. And I'll be honest with you. I just kind of like wasn't getting involved in it at that time. I wasn't. I was just raising my kids and everything, watching my true crime like I always do. But I was just like, woo, I don't know what the deal is with that. And it was a lot of hurt feelings. But because of all of that, the family hired a private investigator, actually 2 private investigators in the United States, who reviewed Arturo Gatti Sr.'s case independently and concluded that Arturo's death was, in fact, a homicide. Now, unfortunately, because the death occurred in Brazil and Arturo was a Canadian resident and the investigation that says it's a homicide happens from the U.S., it's like a no. How can you win, right? From that point forward, the family became also divided. I'm going to be really careful here. But
I don't got to be careful. I'm not family. You know what I'm saying? I don't got to be careful, and I'm a judge of character. And as far as I'm concerned, she pulled the okey doke on that other side of the family. Allegedly.
There was a small group in the Gatti family that took Amanda's side immediately and was completely estranged from everybody else. Why? I don't know. And I hope that because there's still problems today. And I hope that with everything that's coming out, that, that they'll turn it around.
I hope that if the truth reveals that there was foul play, I would hope that that side of the family would have the same kind of audacity to, concede that they were wrong instead of just backing up in the bushes and standing on the same shit that didn't work,
Round. I really do. It's crazy. And here's another thing I want to say. Amanda raised Arturo Jr. for his entire life. And she raised him and maintained during that his father's death was self-inflicted. And because of this long-standing conflict between the divide in the Gatti family, because of this long-standing conflict, relationships between Arturo Jr. and other members of the Gatti family became almost impossible. Despite that, Sophia had always hoped to build a relationship with her younger brother once he became an adult. She had planned to reach out to him the minute he turned 18, but tragically, she didn't get that opportunity. Okay? Because he was found dead. And now we know it was murder. Okay? Sophia had started a fundraiser to help cover the costs of trying to bring her brother home and home to Canada, buried next to his dad. and also to seek answers. Okay. And simultaneously, there was another relative, one from the side that pretty much was estranged, that created a fundraiser as well.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Shame on you.
And then all of a sudden, Sophia started getting attacked, getting text messages that she didn't deserve to have the last name Gotti. Well, she can't help it. I'm sorry. She's his daughter. Instead of bringing the family together, the situation just got worse. Personal attacks were made. I don't know why. It's ridiculous. The truth is so much simpler, everybody. It really is. And many people in this family that were estranged from him, it was very painful for them. And they loved Junior and wanted a chance to get to know him, but they couldn't. They wanted justice for their 17-year-old whose life ended under the most tragic circumstances. It's not about attention, jealousy, or social media like some people are saying. Okay, it's about getting answers. No one owns grief either. I've heard that. Like, I have a right to grieve and you don't because you didn't know him. You have no right saying that. You don't. No one owns grief, and no one owns the right to care about somebody. Okay? Everyone wants the same thing. They want to know what happened to him.
So nobody got shit to say to his daughter. Nothing. Not to his daughter, not to his mother. Ain't nothing to say to them two. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? So, JP, saca la coquita fría.
Okay? And it should never be framed by trying to create a fundraiser or trying to find out what happened.
What's their fundraiser for? I know what Sophia's is for. Sophia's is to try to get some kind of justice. What's theirs for? To try to disprove what she's trying to prove? Crazy.
And moving him to be buried next to his father, which is where he belongs, that's not attention seeking. We've heard that. This is just attention seeking.
Guess what? It didn't get much attention. So don't worry about it. Mind your fucking business with it's attention seeking. If it was more attention, she would have got the money that she needed to do what she got to do. The ones giving them attention right now is Moms for Justice, Carolyn's channel, and this channel, and Pat Lynch, whoever else is talking about, the small group of people that's talking about it. So your logic falls the fuck apart. It just sounds like pettiness, hatefulness that runs deep for long periods of time, indoctrinated ideology, you know?
Family. That's a problem. So why would anyone try to stop a podcast or an investigation or anyone from looking into this? It says a lot that you are trying to stop it if you are.
Bunch of ghetto shit, bunch of hood shit.
And at the end of the day, the focus should remain on where it belongs, and that is what everyone is doing. Okay? And the last thing I'm going to say to you is today, I was told, okay, that the Montreal Police Department considers her a suspect with insurance fraud now.
Bro, she is gambling, cars, allegedly murders, and insurance fraud. Coño, man. Wildin'
No,
out.
mommy's wait.
Shit. She's a busy bee, boy. It's hard when you got to scam your way through life, right?
Remember that vehicle in the first video I did? The vehicle where she was arrested in Mexico, April 2025? Well, we were told today that she filed an insurance claim on that vehicle saying it was stolen. And they're aware now that she's in Mexico, and the info has been forwarded on to the embassy. So there's your final piece for today. Does anybody have any questions for me? It's a lot. And, when I first started this podcast, I wasn't even thinking about this. I wasn't. I mean, Arturo Sr. had long been gone. I don't want anybody to think, because if you look on my channel, I cover tons of cases, okay? And when I started the podcast, I remember people going, hey, you should cover the Gotti case, because of Sophia. And I'm like, no way. No. My family could tell you. I was like, I ain't going near that with a 10-foot pole. No way. Because one, that wasn't why I started it. Two, I didn't want to capitalize on family. I didn't, want to monetize on it, possibly, if that's what happened. Besides, I'd give the money to Sophia anyway. But I just didn't want to go there. And honestly, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't positive about what I thought about Arturo Sr.'s death. I wasn't sure. And then I started watching. There's some documentaries out there, especially with the investigation from the U.S. When they went there, it's not like somebody handed them a phone.
But listen, bro, I swear she's a cartel member, bro. She's wildin'. Medio litro or nada. All right, thank you, JP. It was a Friday, Junior. Hope you had a good day as well. Shout out, JP. Way too many questions. Yo, JP, you read my fucking mind. It didn't come out my mouth, but you read my mind when she said it. You guys got any questions for me? Exactly what I thought was. I got so many questions and not enough answers. And I feel like we got a bunch of answers, but they only matter if somebody's investigating them. You know what I'm saying? All right, shout out, JP. Way too many questions, not enough answers. We here now. Rest in peace, Gotti, father and son. Facts. I was thinking the same thing. So many questions, not enough answers. We got some answers, but if nobody's investigating, what are we talking about?
File and said, here, look this over. Do you think it's a homicide or not? No, that's not what happened. No, let me tell you. These investigators flew to Brazil, stayed there for weeks. They were running experiments. Now, I'm not a forensic girl. I'm not. I'll talk about forensics, but I'm not like, my thing is the social, emotional end of things. But these investigators, they ran experiments. They got a dummy, same height, same weight as Arturo Sr. Got either the same exact purse strap or a similar one. I don't know for sure about that, but they got a purse strap that was almost exact or the same one. And they hung that dummy up on the same, check this, they went to the same condominium that Arturo and Amanda stayed at in 2009. The exact room. They were in the exact room. And they tried to hang that dummy up, I don't know how many times. And every time it fell a different way. And there's so much more to that. There's so much more to that investigation. And I'm telling you, I have the report. And I'm going to have Paul Cialino on because he's one of them and he's amazing. He's world-renowned. World-renowned investigator. When I watched that, I was like, okay. Maybe I was wrong. But then at that point, I didn't do anything with it. And then Junior died. And that changed everything. I was already kind of a year into this. Junior passed away. And I was talking to my family and they're telling me what was going on. And I was like, okay, I have to do something now. I have to. It's the right thing to do. Got to do it for my niece. Got to do it for my family. I have to. So the last thing I want to say is if you are listening right now and you're lurking or you watch this video later and you have any information related to this case or you just want to talk or you want to give me something anonymous, I don't care. Just please email me. Help us. We need justice. Because honestly, I'm all in now. And it's not just about Junior anymore. It's about both of them. It's about Arturo Thunder Gotti Sr. and Arturo Jr. We need to have answers, and we're not going to stop this time. So I need your help. Please share this video. Like it. Comment. Keep commenting, please. And email me, momsforjusticenow@gmail.com. And I will speak to you. And you know what?
Shout out Carolyn. Shout out Moms for Justice. Let me drop the link again to her channel. She does a lot of true crime. I know some of y'all love that stuff. I do too. So sub up if you like that shit. and go visit them over there. A lot of info today, y'all. A lot of info today. She dropped a bunch of info today. Shout out JP. Velez, sácala del litro. Bien fría, fresquecita. Saca la bolsota, coño, man. On my fucking drop, bro. Right? She's a cartel. I think so too. But here's the thing. But I don't think she got no juice. She's just like a hood booger that lucked her way into some shit. You know what I'm saying? Every time. Just manipulate her way through some shit, man. Grifter. Hunter's up in the chat for y'all. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. What's the big cartel story? What's going on this week, man? What are we talking about tomorrow? What y'all think about all the new information today? Right? Has anybody's mind changed from the last time we spoke on this subject? Or we'll wait for a poll until a couple episodes down the line. I gotta cut some of this up, put it out as videos on the channel. But the fact that she got a plug in the prosecutor's office and now that shit is out, man. Martin's business in the street. Martin. Wifey gonna catch wind of where the fuck you was at. You better be able to point at that camera and say, that's not my car, that's not me. You know? Otherwise, your business is out there. Lo cagaste.
Yo vivo tranquila con la pena en pecho y la casa. ¡Cállate, hijo, puerta!
Shout out for that. Shit left me mind blown. Bro. Again, and when you get time, go check out that other live where we discussed everything that happened and how supposedly it happened, and then unraveled all of that, and then listen to his baby mama break down all the information she knew. It was just a lot. It's a lot. And she is like, again, like Gemma Teller, she knows every truth inside every lie, wrapped up in every secret. You know? Again, this subject doesn't get me a lot of views. It doesn't get me, but I'm covering it because I'd be looking into this case anyway and looking for information. Again, I'm a fight fan. I'm a Gotti fan. I always felt strange about what happened to him, and you know, and again, if y'all gonna sit down tonight and chill out and you know doze off, whatever, do it to Legendary Nights, man. Legendary Nights, great documentary. Or go watch something on my channel. Don't fuck around. But Legendary Nights, Gotti Ward, fucking great. Boom. Great documentary. Great story. There it is. Shout out JP. No drop as of today. Eventually, though, I'm going to get my motherfucking drop. Sooner than you think I'm going to get it. Believe that shit. All right? Body cams and true crime. Not my cup of tea. Condolences to this. Yo, JP, I'm starting to feel like nothing we do around here, you don't fuck with it no more, man. You don't like the cartels. You don't like the true crime. You know what I mean? Damn. I don't know. I ain't got time for another. Ain't enough me for another channel. Done. I'm done. Condolences to the innocent victims, though. All right? I'm getting my fucking drop, bro. Again, I appreciate y'all. Let's go through the list. Shout out Tere. Shout out Velez, Shannon, JP, Zoraida, and FJM. All right. Appreciate y'all. Tomorrow, I don't even know what we're covering. We'll see what there is to talk about. I'm hearing a lot of fragmentation, a lot of people splitting off their alliances, supposedly separating themselves from Maisa. I don't know. We'll see. Shout out Velez. He even got you on a 3-hour time limit. So he even got me on a 3-hour time limit, man. He put the fucking, he got an alarma on me and shit. He sent me home.
Your services are no longer needed in the community.
Who the bomber clot? Oh.
I don't know, man. He out there in them internet streets, man. You know? What time tomorrow live? 7 or 8? 7 or 8 my time. On Fridays should be happening, so I have to keep that 1 hour flex going over there. 7 or 8. We just got to find out what the fuck we talking about. But it got to be something that, something algorithmically valuable. Because this channel's a struggle, or Il Cartel's a struggle. Struggle to just keep the floor raised over there. It's too late for me. Can you do 5? No. Absolutely not. 5 my time, that's 3 o'clock your time? Fuck you think this is, Papa? Uh-oh, JP on your ass. But let's don't put smut on me. I was told I hadn't been here when I was. Not my fault the receipt said what it said. What he talking about, receipts now? I didn't say nothing about where you was at. All right? Maybe I did. So what? I was told I hadn't been here when I was. Maybe. Maybe you was here. I don't know. You wasn't in the chat. We ain't seen you. Smut. Receipts? What receipts, man? What receipts you talking about? I don't see no receipts. This ain't Walmart. But yeah, we'll figure out something to cover tomorrow. I don't even know what's happening out there. But Les, the co-producer now. We fucked now. Calling your man co-producer. Velez. Right? Making sure that I don't forget that JP put a time limit on me. Right? Oh, and making sure that I know when he's free for a live stream, right? And that's the thing. See, I don't know how to play with your toys. Instead of being grateful that today I went at the time he wanted me to go. But now he co-producing the shit. JP, you might have to put him in a fucking bedroom. Shout out Shannon. Shannon, hope you have a good Friday. Thanks for another good live shot. Everyone have a good rest of the night. Take care. Stay safe. All right. Tomorrow we doing hood rat stuff for our friends. I want to do hood rat stuff for my friend. I'm not seeing really nothing in the news over here. Same old shit. I'm going to get you, shout out Velez, I'm going to get you the other 3 hours of the mini league recording, JP. Boy, JP don't even want to see dude's face no more. Instantly, he leaves. JP's become mighty popular and famous in these internet streets. There's going to be a time when he big time us. You know what I'm saying? Velez, tell Shy. Oh, now now we speaking through intermediaries and shit. Get the fuck out of here. Velez, tell Shy he should have let me know the drop was fixed. I didn't have to let you know shit. I didn't even know you were here, motherfucker. How I'm supposed to let you know? Receipts, coño, man. Nah, miss me with the bullshit. You knew after you heard it go off. You knew. You could have popped up in the chat now and said hi. You know what I mean? Asked or whatever. So don't blame that shit on me. And now look, Velez, now he talking through an intermediary. You're his lawyer, man. You're motherfucking Gasiola, the middleman. The fuck? Hey, I ain't the receptionist. No, you co-producer. Tell him. I'm not no fucking receptionist. I'm co-producer. What you thought this was? You thought this was a receptionist move? This is a co-producer move. I can't take y'all nowhere. Bro, he straight put an intermediary on me. He's wilding. Wilding the entire fuck out. All right. Well, your boy gonna go. It's 10:30. Should I work some more tonight? I don't know, man. Maybe I take the rest of the night off. Let me see. Maybe I watch Legendary Nights. There's a whole bunch of them. There's a bunch of good ones. There's a Hagler Hearns and Leonard and Hagler and Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson. There's a lot of good ones. But that Gotti Ward, the trilogy, crazy. 30 rounds in 13 months. Couple lines of Oreos and to sleep. You know what I mean? That's it, man. Couple linas. Kick rocks. Oh, I had a question for you too, Velez, but I don't know if you qualified to answer this question. You guys put me up on this 000 shit, right? Let me see something. How did it end? Did it end on a cliffhanger that says, "Hey, wait for season 2"? Like you know season 2's coming? Or did it end on a cliffhanger and then got canceled? Because I don't want to. I'll watch that on my own if that's going to happen. I won't put it on my channel. Let me see if there's a season 2 coming. Let's see. Will not have a second season. Oh, it was a standalone. Oh, that means it ends. Okay, I can do that. I just don't like when they get canceled on a cliffhanger. If they intended it to be 8 episodes and they ended it there, I'm good with that. Shout out JP. I popped up as soon as Velez shit went through. Yeah, you did. I may be quiet, but I'll be talking again. I may be quiet, but when he leave, I'll be talking again. Velez, the co-producer, secretary now. All right? 2 roles, 1 person. Coño, man. Yeah, they never made a season 2. Okay, cool. But as long as they didn't leave it on a cliffhanger, I'm good. I could do that. I ain't mad at that. It's when they leave you on a cliffhanger thinking they're going to get a season 2 and they don't get shit, and now you left with half the story, mad as fuck. They did that with Deadwood for a lot of years. Then they came with a movie, and the movie was... So, that I recall. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great night. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. Make sure y'all get that money tomorrow. And I'll see y'all tomorrow night. I don't know what the fuck we're going to talk about. Somebody got to escape. Somebody got to do something. Make sure if y'all hear something, let me know. See something, say something. All right? We get a lot of stuff, and I want to cover some stuff, but I can't. In order to keep the Il Cartel channel afloat, we strive off names, man. They got to be the big names, man. Right? You got to do the big names on there. Otherwise, nobody cares. If you haven't seen Cartel Episode 5, make sure you go check that shit out. Leave a comment. Leave a like. And I appreciate y'all. Hashtag, I could have been anywhere, but I'm glad I'm here with y'all. Take care. God bless. Enjoy your Oreos. Wish I had some. Right? Salute to you. I'm glad you're here too. And you definitely could have been anywhere. I was just telling them, you know what I'm saying? This guy's pretty popular in the internet streets, man. He could have been anywhere in the world, but he chose to be here with us. You know what I'm saying? Right? But just never forget. Right? Never forget. The real OGs put you up on game, Papa. Never forget. Hashtag never forget. Right? But yeah, no Oreos, man. We on a health kick right now, right? We anti-Oreo for tonight. Unless I get something. If I get something tomorrow, maybe things change. Right? Y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all in the Discord. And I will holla. Peace.
but I wanted to do hood rat stuff for my